carried us in moments where it got a little tight there. He just plays the same way all the time and like a winner. And I keep talking to him. I had a meeting with him last night trying to get him to spread infect the rest of the team with those winner qualities. And he's going to have to get out of his comfort zone to start doing that and leading us in that way. And then Roar, that was awesome because he had kind of had some, I guess some freshman games, choppy, and it's going to be like that for him up and down. But for him to come out, hit 2 big threes, probably should have called his number a few more times. Go out there and play fearlessly when he was sick the last 2 days. So I was really proud of him, and I think it's just going to keep coming. Hopefully, he'll see a lot of minutes tonight too.
And Kingston Price, of course.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Kingston did a great job, and he'd been coming on, and we needed him with Ryan Pettis out, and so he did a great job, man. He's been locked in all week in practice, and more defensively. He's been doing a pretty good job defensively, having a matchup against Day in practice. But it was great to see him hit those 2 threes. They were huge, and hopefully he finds some minutes tonight.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Underway from Montreal, the tip controlled by Fordham, and we're off. Day Reeves, a right elbow jumper, rattles out. The tip from Rika Schulte finds no one, trickles out of bounds. And Chris, that's how we get started today. An empty possession for Fordham.
Yeah, can't have a lot of those, Joe, if you're this Fordham side. You want to be efficient on the offensive end. This UAlbany team is not going to give you ample chance on the offensive end. You want to make the most of what you have.
UAlbany moving right to left, their first offensive possession. Amir Lindsay with the ball at the right elbow, tied up. Top of the key. Here's Kempson cutting inside, met by Schulte. His shot is errant and retrieved by Chris Henry.
Great contest at the rim from Rika Schulte.
Fordham in its home whites, technically a home game for the Rams in a neutral site battle. Albany in its purple and gold. Henry tied up left side baseline, kicks it out to Schulte, left elbow.
Great uniform game, Joe.
Absolutely. Gives it up for Day Reeves at the right wing. Reeves takes a Schulte screen going left, kicks it to the corner. A pump fake and a drive baseline. Henry wide open. Layup is good. It's 2-0 Fordham.
You love to see that if you're a Fordham fan, Joe. Christian Henry creating his own shot, getting to the rim, and getting an efficient score. That's the name of the game for this Fordham offense.
A minute underway from Montreal, Quebec. Day 2 of the Northern Classic. It's 2-0 Fordham. Amir Lindsay at the left wing gives it up to Okechukwu Okeke. Back to Lindsay. Now Matulu top of the key. Lindsay off a dribble handoff, curling right wing, 6 on the shot clock. A left wing triple try from Abide off the front iron, snared by Reeves. Reeves pushing in transition, met by 2 men. Over the shoulder pass finds Schulte. Now corner, Akira Jacobs triple is cash.
Akira Jacobs, a little bit disappointing last night. Wasn't great offensively. If he's hitting big threes like that, opens up his offensive game completely.
Just 3 points yesterday for Akira Jacobs, but he opens the day with a triple here. 5-0 Fordham, 2 minutes in.
Great defense here from the Rams.
Lindsay tied up at the right elbow, steps through and finds Okeke. He hits Henry in the face as he goes up and draws an offensive foul.
Christian Henry, the guard, taking the plunge for the offensive foul. The bench in front of us amped up on that. It's now the 3rd offensive foul we've seen Fordham take this season. They've all been in the last 3 games. Christian Henry a little slow getting up off the floor, but his squad very excited, pumped up for him and his effort.
And some yelling turns quickly to quiet as there's concern for Chris Henry, who is now up and moving. It seems like he will be fine, but for a moment he was grasping his face after taking the blow from Okeke.
Yeah, Joe, he's moving his jaw around a little bit. I think it might be a facial issue. He's obviously had some lower extremity issues that he's been dealing with the last couple games. Want to keep him healthy and on the floor.
They're going to go to the monitor to review for a potential flagrant foul. The elbow from Okeke flared out, but it looked like it was unintentional, so it would either be a flagrant one or stand as a common foul. We'll get to the starting lineups now. It's the usual 5 for both of these clubs. It's the 5 that they rolled out 24 hours ago. For Fordham, it's Day Reeves and Chris Henry in the backcourt, Louis Lesmond on the wing, and Akira Jacobs and Rika Schulte in the front court. Now, for UAlbany, Jaden Kempson and the star Amir Lindsay, you're going to hear his name a lot today. They're in the backcourt for the Great Dane. Zachary Matulu on the wing, Isaac Abide, the 6'9 forward, and Okechukwu Okeke, the true center, a 6'10 guy, the biggest guy that Fordham's really had to deal with all season so far.
Yeah, the FIU transfer Okeke and Amir Lindsay, they're the 2 guys that, wise men once said this, they make the thing go, Joe. They are the 2 guys, especially down the stretch in this game in the second half, you're going to want to keep a keen eye on, or a keen ear on, Joe.
So they'll keep it as a common foul stoppage as soon as we get back to play. Going to have to reset the shot clock, but it's Fordham ball up 5-0 with 17:54 to go.
Yeah, Joe, Christian Henry and Day Reeves out there right now. A bit of a third wheel situation in that guard room. Marcus Green, the one guard not starting in this one. We'll see a lot of him here tonight.
Schulte keeps it on a fake dribble handoff, gives it up for Jacobs, and it's ripped away by UAlbany. Lindsay pushing it to the right wing. Fordham holds up in its half-court defense. Left wing. Now top of the key, Lindsay. Guarded by Henry. Calling the shots.
Henry really intent tonight defensively.
Lindsay gives it up, right elbow, Okeke. Back to a curling Lindsay. His triple misses off front iron and into the hands of Rika Schulte, another defensive board. But ripped away by UAlbany. They get it right back and an easy layup for Zachary Matulu, or make it Jaden Kempson.
Christian Henry yelling at his big men, Rika Schulte and Akira Jacobs. A bit of a miscommunication there in the backcourt. Was going to compliment Christian Henry's defense there. Fantastic defensive possession. Ended with a great defensive contest. Want to see that end up with no points.
Akira Jacobs curling inside with a lefty lay off the feed from Rika Schulte. It's 7-2 Fordham with 16:47 to go.
If your two big men can do that, Joe, it creates a lot of versatility for your offense.
Abide left wing swings it right wing for Matulu. Left wing back to Abide. Abide, near side corner three, left wide open, hits off the top of the backboard. Offensive rebound, Okeke, he puts it back up, and Akira Jacobs snares it, but now it's loose. The scrap for it lands in the hands of UAlbany. A missed layup, they get it once more, and they're going to bring it back out and take a deep breath. Left wing triple try from UAlbany, no good. Rebound, fought for, and will go in the direction of Fordham. A few chances for UAlbany. Eventually, a Jaden Kempson triple that was open on the left wing, it won't go. And Fordham still up 7-2.
Yeah, Joe, we talked about extra chances right at the start of this game. Offensive rebounds for this UAlbany team is one of the things that's going to keep them in this game. Fordham has to limit that, has a defensive rebound at a high level. In general, Joe, this Fordham team needs to stay strong inside defensively. That's one of the names of the game.
Fordham by 5 early, 16 minutes left to play. Akira Jacobs leading the way with 5 points so far, 2 for 2 from the field. Day Reeves kicks it out to Louis Lesmond. His first touch on offense. Backing down his defender on the left side, low block. Couple pump fakes, spins the right-handed floater, no good. Rebound batted back to Lesmond.
Good job from Louis there, creating a second chance for his Fordham Rams.
Henry top of the key at the Long Island Nets logo that's being used for this game. He shoots a pass inside for Schulte. He's tied up. He puts the ball in, but a foul is called. They're going to count the bucket, and he's going to the line.
And one for Rika Schulte. Appreciate the shout out to the Long Island Nets, Joe. But after that, immediately after that, Rika Schulte, one of the most unorthodox and ones I've ever seen. Fordham Rams needed that from a momentum perspective. UAlbany been really cold on the offensive end, especially shooting the ball. They're getting ample chances, just not really taking advantage of them. Fordham Rams looking efficient so far.
Whistle blows. Schulte gets tied up, takes another step, then puts it in on the hook shot and makes it 9-2 with 15:39 to go. We'll step aside for just a moment. The under-16 media timeout at 7-2 Rams. We'll be back with more Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM, WFUV Sports.
Hi, this is Mike Breen, WFUV class of 1983. WFUV is the flagship station of Fordham Athletics with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to Saturday one-on-one. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV Sports.
Seven to 2 Fordham with 15:38 to go in the first half. It looks like they're not going to count that as a shooting foul on the floor. So it's a 5-point advantage as it stands, and the Rams ball off of a Jaden Kempson foul. Chris Carrino, a pretty good start for Fordham after a really lackluster effort 24 hours ago.
Yeah, the thing positively that stuck out to me, Joe, the most was the shot selection. I think this Fordham team playing a really efficient brand of basketball on the offensive end. When you take it to the other side of the floor, Okeke, the big man for this UAlbany team, you brought up how he's going to be maybe one of the bigger guys Fordham plays all season long. Fordham needs to maintain a certain commitment to those defensive rebounds. Need to keep a priority on those defensive rebounds.
Day Reeves, top of the key. Triple is going to be negated by an offensive foul. A moving screen set from Rika Schulte as Reeves was curling left to right and got a wide open look at what was a good triple.
Yeah, I think limiting unforced errors is going to be the general theme for this Fordham team going forward, not just tonight, the rest of the season, whether that's defensively, offensively. You don't want to give the other team any chances that are undeserved.
2 early turnovers for a Fordham squad, among the best in the nation at taking care of the basketball. Still 7-2 Rams, 15:27 to go. UAlbany with the ball.
Ranked 17th in the country in turnovers per game at 8.8.
Amir Lindsay, left wing. Make it right wing, guarded by Akira Jacobs. Lindsay drives inside with the right hand, draws some contact, spins out, is going to kick it out left wing. Now near side corner 3, Abide is pure.
Joe, UAlbany got a few good looks in that corner. That one finally goes for them. UAlbany semi-efficient on the offensive end right now. They're going to need to get a lot more going in order to stay with this Fordham team. Fordham team trying to create some separation.
7-5 Fordham, the lead in the ball. A reach-in foul called as some hounding defense was applied from Zachary Matulu onto Day Reeves.
And Joe, that third wheel I brought up earlier of the Gardner Marcus Green, the Hawaii transfer, he'll sub in. Louis Lesmond, the Harvard transfer, will sub out. Fordham Rams taking 4 less shots than UAlbany and making 1 more.
Abbas Bodija checking into the game and getting his first touch on the right wing. He comes in for Schulte. Still the starting 5 out for UAlbany. Day Reeves, top of the key, 12 on the shot clock, driving right side, takes a lot of contact, kicks it out wide open, far corner. 3 is good for Marcus Green.
It's a fantastic play from the Fordham Rams. Day Reeves, he creates so much attention on himself when he drives in, creates so many open shots on the perimeter. Fordham takes advantage.
Lindsay on the give and go. The layup with a lot of spin is no good, but retrieved by UAlbany. Inside Abide, hanging reverse layup, good, plus the foul.
And that's tough. On the reverse, on the other side of the rim, to get that one to go. Abbas Bodija, really athletic, got to the rim, got a decent contest on it. It just simply wasn't enough, Joe.
Fordham up 10-5 with 14:26 left to play, and Isaac Abide heading to the line. The Albany native, but not Albany, New York, Chris. Albany, Georgia.
It's one of the wilder coincidences we've ever seen in our preparation for games. Cleveland State and Wichita State transfer. 2 seasons in Wichita, one last season at Cleveland State. 14 starts for Cleveland State last year. Made his second free throw as well.
Hits to convert on the and one, and a full court press applied from UAlbany for the first time today. Marcus Green will take care of business and bring it across the timeline. Guarded tightly by Jaden Kempson. Right wing, Chris Henry. Henry. Over the head pass to Akira Jacobs. Kicks it left corner again. Green, 3. This one is short. And rebounded by Matulu for Albany.
Slightly rushed, but not a terrible look for the Fordham offense.
Lindsay, bounce pass inside Okeke. Double teamed by Jacobs and Bodija.
Good work from both of them.
Okeke loses it. Ball is loose. Retrieved by UAlbany. Lindsay, left elbow, steps inside the 10-footer, no good. And the rebound controlled by Fordham.
Fordham Rams did a great job there defensively. You heard the bench right in front of us start losing their minds when that ball was loose. This Fordham team is hungry on the defensive end tonight.
10-8 Fordham, the lead in the ball. 13:30 to go. Bodija at the left wing looks for a curling Reeves. Won't hand it off to him. Now he finds Henry. Henry deep on the left wing. Guarded by Lindsay. Takes a left side screen, Bodija. Left elbow, folder is good. 12-8 Fordham, 13-11 left in the first half. Amir Lindsay at the sticks as Roar Core gets ready to check in for the first time. Here's Jaden Kempson, now left elbow. Inside Abide, pretty hook shot. Makes it a 2-point game.
Abide showing a real touch there. At that size, that kind of touch, really vital, especially in the lane.
Henry across the half-court marker for Fordham. Rams up 12-10 with 12:40 to go. Henry driving left side, gets hit hard as he goes inside.
Was really moving fast, getting into the lane there. Did a good job with Akira Jacobs on the perimeter. Fordham Rams rewarded for a good offensive play there.
Fordham wants a shooting foul on it. Not sure they're going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get it.
But they'll give it to him. So 2 shots at the line for a guy in Chris Henry who started to get to the line a lot more. That was his MO at his previous stop in Eastern Michigan, but has not hit a lot. 13 for 26 on the campaign at the line. His first hits off of the back iron and out.
Yeah, 2 for 5 last night against Franklin Pierce. You find him with body language and just what he's saying. He's disappointed in himself. There's a self-awareness to his struggles at the line. Obviously a guy who wants to be better at the line for how much he can get there. And the year stats aren't good so far. 52% from the line heading into this tournament and 2 for 5 last night.
Bricks the second off back iron, an empty trip for Chris Henry.
Not good.
And he's frustrated. Lindsay moving with some pace the other way, and an elbow jumper is short off the front iron. Retrieved by Jacobs. Still 12-10 Fordham, 12:22 to go. Reeves driving right side, tied up on the low block, kicks out Chris Henry. Henry drives left, draws some contact, hits it, plus the foul.
That is so tough. He deserved the and one there. That shouldn't have been a charge. The Great Dane wasn't set. Christian Henry did a good job of going straight to the rim. No fear with the contact, and he gets rewarded with a three-point play. Let's see now, Joe, if he can convert here on the three-point play at the line.
Get into a rhythm by getting inside. He's 3 for 3 so far on the day with 6 points, and now potentially a chance to hit his first free throw.
And Joe, Kingston Price subbing into this one. Kingston Price not really receiving a lot of tick for this Fordham team in this season so far, but really showed up big yesterday.
Fordham by 4 with 12:14 to go. Chris Henry at the stripe trying to convert on an and one.
He does.
And he will.
Kingston Price 2 for 2 from the three-point line, also coming in the game, also 2 for 2 from the three-point line last night. Roar Core, the only true freshman on this Fordham roster, looked really efficient and really quality in the 20 minutes he got in the game last night.
So we get a 5 we probably haven't seen so far this year from Fordham. Kingston Price, Marcus Green, and Day Reeves in the backcourt, joined by Roar Core and Abbas Bodija in the front court.
Interesting 5 for the Rams.
Bullying his way inside. UAlbany, Keita gets rejected by Bodija. Fordham the other way. Left side dribble drive, Reeves. Kicks out, Akor, top of the key, 3 is good.
Roar Akor. This guy is unreal. When he's wide open, he does not hesitate. You'd never know this guy's a true freshman. And Abbas Bodija on the other end with a nasty block, with a little attitude on it, Joe.
Makai Taylor. Now Matulu. Right wing 3 is no good from UAlbany. Scrapped for the rebound. Retrieved and put back in by Matulu.
And Joe, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. This Fordham team needs to be strong inside defensively, if not for just general defense, but especially for those defensive rebounds. They can't get bullied on the offensive glass.
18-12 Fordham, 11:14 to go. Reeves steps into a right elbow. Jay will trickle off the rim 3 times and fall in.
This guy's so tough, Joe. That's such a tough shot, especially in the mid-range. It feels Day Reeves never seen a shot he doesn't like.
20-12 Rams, looking rejuvenated early on.
Real intensity on the defensive end for Fordham here.
Taylor with the ball, looking for options top of the key. Loops a pass to Muhammad. Checked into the game. Bounce pass for Taylor, right wing. Inside. Keita kicks it out. Muhammad, deep triple is good from the top of the key.
Yeah, left him wide open there. A bit of a defensive breakdown. Rams, I'm not sure if it was a zone or a man there, but they need to have a real presence on these 5 guys on the floor. Cannot lose anybody in purple.
UAlbany hanging around 20-15 as an errant pass from Day Reeves is picked off. UAlbany the other way. Pass floated inside, unable to be retrieved on the end line and picked up by Marcus Green. Now Fordham in transition. Reeves thinks about a pass as it ripped away, gets it back. A foul called against Reeves, and after all that, UAlbany will have the ball, hanging in there down by 5.
Yeah, that was a really bad stretch for Fordham, Joe. They ended up not even giving up any points, just gave up possession. Probably was best case scenario there. Danny Reeves could have almost had the ball for a second there. But Fordham slightly relinquishing in the last couple of possessions before that. But before that, with the Roar of Core 3, it seemed this Fordham team had as much momentum as they had all season long, whether it was on the defensive end with Abbas making a major block at the rim, or it was on the other end, Roar Core just looking like he had all the confidence in the state of Canada shooting that 3. It seems Fordham was really moving a slight step back in those last couple possessions. This Fordham team really needs to make a commitment on the defensive end. On the interior, they need to make sure that paint stays their home. They can't let purple jerseys get involved in the paint. And just in general, a true strength on the defensive end will have this Fordham team creating all the more separation.
Stoppage with 10:17 left in the half. Fordham up 20-15 early. We'll send things over to the Rose Hill Studios. Sam Giangrande as your one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Hello, New York City. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and hopefully not too much of a chaotic Black Friday. I know it was a little hectic for me last night, but to the scores. George Mason blew out James Madison earlier today down in Virginia. Final score 82-66. While LaSalle barely lost to UPenn in the city of brotherly love, 73-71, and tomorrow our hometown Rams take on Colgate in Montreal in the third and final game of the Northern Classic at 3:30 in the afternoon. Merrimack and LaSalle will square off each other in Philadelphia at noon, and St. Joseph's will play Princeton in Jersey capital of Trenton on Sunday. Now for some college football, Ohio State remains unbeaten in 12 games as they beat Michigan 27-9 to hand the Wolverines their third loss of the season, while Miami beat Pittsburgh in the west side of Pennsylvania 38-7. Tomorrow, MSG will host the Knicks and the Toronto Raptors in the world's most famous arena, while the New York Football Giants will go to Foxborough to play the Patriots, with Drake May's Pats standing strong at 10-2. Finally, NYCFC is in Chase Stadium playing Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals, Miami winning so far 3-1 with only minutes left to be played. I'm Sam Giangrande with the one-on-one scoreboard update. Let's go Fordham!
Return to action in Montreal, Laval in the province of Quebec, Canada. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. UAlbany with the ball, down by 5 with 10:10 to go. Great Danes in the right wing. A drive right side baseline, not finished by the backup big Keita. Ripped away the rebound. Chris Henry has it, and Fordham the other way.
Good job from the Rams there, not giving an extra chance. They're losing the offensive rebound battle 5-1 right now. Can't let that continue.
Henry thinks about it, 3 steps inside, finds a wide open Rika Schulte for the finish.
Go work there, high-low from the Fordham Rams. They can stay efficient, get good looks like that. This Fordham team's going to have a lot of success tonight.
Left wing of B-Day cutting inside on Schulte. His shot is errant, and Fordham has a chance to pile on. 22-15, 9:32 to go. Chris, Fordham so far shooting 9 for 12 from the field.
Yeah, extremely efficient, 3 for 4 from the three-point line as well. Maybe even more impressive. Stops and scores. Fordham wants to keep putting them together, as they are now.
Lesmon's skip pass finds Akor tied up near side corner. Akor's pass is nearly ripped away by UAlbany. A diving save attempt from the Great Danes. It's going to stay with Fordham. A little bit of a freshman play, if you will, from Roar Akor.
Yeah, he got a little caught up there. Roar's been so confident and so calm in a lot of these games. You don't see a lot of those moments from him. You even see the confidence going up in the coaching staff. He keeps getting more of an integral role in this rotation. He will have a few turnovers like that, Joe. He is a true freshman, as we keep saying, but for the most part, really impressed with what he's done.
Ruling switched. It will be the Great Danes' ball, so a turnover, yes, for Akor. Fordham has 3 so far in the game. That's a number to monitor. They've been under 10 in most of their games against D1 competition this year.
Yeah, and UAlbany sitting at 6.
Muhammad, right wing triple, no good, but a foul called in the process of shooting on Chris Henry.
And Coach Magpayo, not the type to be super animated, found himself deep on the right wing on the court, arguing with the official there. I'm sure Coach Magpayo's team likes to see a little fight from their coach here.
So 3 shots impending for Naz Muhammad, the Brooklyn, New York native. An NIU transfer, spent 2 years there. Will get a trio at the stripe.
And they're checking to see if they should review. Next to us here on the Fordham bench, they decide against it, so Fordham will let it roll out. It'll be Naz Muhammad at the line, the Severian grad from Bay Ridge. I have some Severian grads in my family as well. Won Outstanding Athlete, the Outstanding Athlete Award in 2023 as he misses the first free throw there. 2 seasons at NIU, made 13 starts as a sophomore, and he averaged 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists a game. Finds himself in an even bigger role here at UAlbany, and obviously wants to expand that as the season goes along.
Muhammad splits his first 2. His third is good to make it a 5-point game.
4 for 5 at the line coming into this tournament. A relatively efficient team, Joe, from the line, UAlbany.
22-17, the Fordham lead. 8:58 to go in the first half. Louis Lesmond breaks the full court press for Fordham. Lesmond bounce pass finds Henry at the Nets logo. Dribble drive the right side. Henry back to the basket, knifing inside. Left-handed layup, no good, but a foul will be called. And Henry will get to the stripe.
Yeah, there was a sense of finally here from the Fordham bench right in front of us. A lot of contact on that play. Thought it was just going to play through a really late whistle, but Christian Henry gets the whistle as deserved. Good play by him getting inside.
for a guy who really struggled yesterday. Maybe the stats don't show it to the fullest extent. He had 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 0 for 1 from 3, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. He did add 4 rebounds and 4 assists, and he didn't have a turnover for a guy who had had 4 turnovers in 3 straight games before then as he hits his first. But Henry today has come out with a rejuvenated energy. He's got 7 points already, perfect from the field, 3 of 3, and he's been the benefactor of 3 fouls now because he's getting inside, being aggressive, using his bigger frame for a guard, and utilizing it to great success.
Yeah, there seems to be a general mentality from this Fordham offense. I've given enough slack to their effort on the defensive end inside, but offensively their effort inside has been fantastic. They seem on every possession to be trying to get inside, get high efficient shots, and they've done that so far. That's why their field goal percentage is so high.
Okeke inside and finishing with the layup. It was 23-17, now it's 23-19. Fordham still clinging to a narrow lead here with 8:24 to go in half number 1. Chris Henry dealing with a double team across the half-court line. A 2-3 zone look from UAlbany. A wide open look, right wing triple. Lesmond is no good. Offensive rebound, Schulte. Schulte kicks it out. Jacobs, he loses it, but it's going to stay with Fordham on the poke away.
Yeah, it's going to stay on that side. Louis Lesmond would have really, as from the Fordham fan perspective, would have really liked to see that 3 go in for him. He's been really poor from the three-point line. Didn't shoot the ball well last night against Franklin Pierce. Felt like he was forcing it at the latter stages of that one. Is 4 for 24 heading into this tournament from 3 this season.
0 for his last 10 now is Lesmond. 10 on the shot clock for Henry at the Nets logo, top of the key. Steps into a top of the key, triple and drills it. Chris Henry on fire early. He's got 11.
That's a big 3 for the Fordham Rams. Henry looked calm. He looked composed. That's exactly what you want to see as a Fordham Ram fan.
26-19, 7:45 left to go. UAlbany with the ball.
And Joe, if that guy Christian Henry's playing at his best, this Fordham team unlocks a whole nother level.
Naz Muhammad cutting inside and kissing one off the glass. Feels like UAlbany's had a counterpunch for everything Fordham's thrown at him.
Yeah, truly, Joe.
5-point game. Fordham the ball and the lead. 26-21 with 7:25 to go. Henry.
Fordham's led the whole way.
Henry fakes the shot, drives inside, step back, off glass, no good from around 14 feet. UAlbany the other way. Naz Muhammad has been hot early. Muhammad kicks it right wing. The triple attempt is no good from Matulu. The rebound will bounce out of bounds in favor of Fordham.
Yeah, Fordham Rams a decent stretch there. They're doing a good job of keeping UAlbany at bay. As you said, UAlbany continues to have these counter punches, but through the offense and the efficient offense of this Fordham team, it seems that they're keeping a decent amount of separation. Obviously, want to establish a little more dominance over this one. I think that's going to come from the defensive end for this Fordham team. As I've said throughout this first half, it's an interior defense commitment this Fordham team needs to make. They need to be hard. They need to be tough in the middle. If they can do that, they can make it a commitment to do that for the rest of this game. The ceiling is the roof, as Michael Jordan would say.
Well, they're holding UAlbany to just 40% from the field on 2-point field goal attempts. Now that's relevant because this is a UAlbany team that really struggles from 2, even though that's a big percentage of their shot diet, and especially when they're stopped and forced to run their offense in the half court, which they have been more often than not today. They boast, and boast may be using the right word, a 32% field goal percentage when running their offense out of the half court. That is just abysmal. That is in the 2nd percentile in the country in field goal percentage in that scenario. And that's been the deal so far. Fordham has really stymied this Albany offense. UAlbany.
Yeah, it's not a flattering stat at all, Joe. I think this UAlbany team needs to be a little more efficient all around. Their 3-point percentage, only 25% so far. They're 2 for 8 from the 3-point line, 8 for 23 in general from the field. It doesn't even seem like they're necessarily outmatched, out-talented in this game, Joe. It just seems they're falling behind due to their shortcomings on the offensive end. If they can get a little more efficient on the offensive end, get better quality looks on the offensive end, similar to Fordham's defense, that's what can keep them in this game and having them playing their best ball.
Well, if there's one thing that UAlbany does really, really well, it's defend the 3. Teams are shooting just 24.7% from 3 against UAlbany. That's the 13th best mark in the nation for the Great Danes as a defense. But today, A Fordham team that's shooting just 22% from beyond the arc against D1 competition. The 4th worst mark in the country is shooting 4 for 6 early, and they've drilled some big ones.
Yeah, they've gotten really good looks, Joe. I think a lot of the looks, of all the 6 looks, I think all 6 have been good looks for this Fordham team. And you look at who's taken them. Akira Jacobs has taken them, Marcus Green has taken them, Christian Henry has taken them. As I said in the beginning of the game, Joe, a lot of Fordham Rams with a lot to prove, and they're doing it from the 3-point line.
Little background on this UAlbany squad. Much like so many teams in NCAA now, including Fordham, they were victim to the transfer portal this past season, even after their best year in Dwayne Killings. He enters his 5th season as head coach for the Great Danes. They were 17-16 last year. They had an even 8-8 record in the America East Tournament. They advanced to the 2nd round, but what's the result of that? They lose all 5 of their starters, and they need to bring in 10 newcomers, 9 transfers, 1 freshman. They're looking to expound on their success last year.
Yeah, Coach Killings, 5th year with the Great Danes. He was an associate head coach at Marquette before taking this job. Before that, he was an assistant at UConn, and before that, even farther before that, he was an assistant at Temple. Spent a lot of time, had a lot of success there. Even had some stints in the NBA. Killings, very respected name around the game.
Back to business. Reeves, right wing, skip past Green. His triple from the far side corner, no good. Retrieved by UAlbany, and the Great Danes are out and running.
Joe, Marcus Green has the highest release on his jump shot I've ever seen. It's like he's trying to reach for something.
He's not a big guy, so he's trying to make up for it with that high release.
And he does.
Great Danes down by 5 with 6:29 to go. Ball in the hands of Jaden Kempson. Now a right wing triple try, no good by Nazd Muhammad. Fight for the rebound. Day Reeves will save it, and Fordham will move the other way with some pace.
Long effort that the Fordham Rams really needed there from Day Reeves.
Lesmond right wing, skip past Green. Now Reeves inside, tied up left side baseline. Kicks it left wing for Green. A curling Lesmond, a good look at a 3 is well off to the left, but the rebound finds Reeves. Now he kicks near side corner. Jacobs, 3 is good. Akira Jacobs is on fire. 8 points in the first half.
Akira Jacobs making a statement. This is an absolute statement game for Akira Jacobs. He's found some of his minutes getting lost to other players on this team. He needs to reestablish himself as a real figure for this Fordham team. He's doing that tonight.
29-21 Fordham, 5:40 to go. A step inside, 2 for Albany is no good. Rebound going in Fordham's direction. Zachary Matulu missed it on the step back.
Yeah, just a great overall effort from the Fordham Rams so far in this first half. Even on the bench, it just seems everyone's engaged, everyone's ready. It's a real effort and a present effort from this Fordham team. Everyone seems to be in the moment and in real time, which is so important as a basketball team.
Fordham has led wire to wire for the first 14 minutes and 25 seconds, up 29-21 with just over 5 minutes to play in half number 1, and coming off of a really brutal game, if a win, last night. So a great bounce back so far. A core deep in the left wing for the Rams. Now Schulte top of the key. Looking for options, finds Day Reeves, left wing. Reeves trying to go right. Wide open, a core, near side 3, no good. The rebound will find Naz Muhammad for UAlbany.
Joe, every time he shoots one, you think it's going in. You really do.
Zachary Matulu working the right side baseline, finds Okeke. He's been quiet and he misses on the bunny, gets his own miss, goes back up, and that one is good to stop the bleeding.
Whether it's Schulte, Jacobs, or a core in the middle, someone has to get hands on that ball. You cannot let that be a second chance for this UAlbany offense.
UAlbany was scoreless for 2 minutes and 21 seconds of game time before that one. Now a 6-point game, 29-23 Fordham, the lead and the ball.
And a
Reeves.
frustrating one. That should have continued.
Curling on the left wing, will pop a 3 and drill it. Day Reeves.
Day Reeves, the marquee player for this team, playing like the marquee player he is. A fantastic play there. And the best thing about Day Reeves, Joe, he doesn't force anything. He lets the game come to him, and he's fantastic where he needs to be. What a player, Day Reeves.
As calm a player as you will find.
Yep.
32-23, Fordham has opened up a 9-point lead. And how about Rika Schulte, who found him on the left wing for that one? Has 3 assists already today. He set a career high with 3 assists 2 games ago against LIU, and then last night he set a new career high with 4 assists, and he's already got 3 in the first half. This kid is developing before our eyes in every facet of his game.
Yeah, Joe, and you're going to roll your eyes at me, but similar to Nicholas Claxton in that 5 role, in that big man role, able to facilitate the ball. When you're able to facilitate as such a big man, you're able to flip the court completely on its head, and you create a lot of different opportunities for your offense.
Yeah, looking like Daniel Tice, Chris. Is that okay?
I mean, that's all right. That's all right, I would say. Trying to taco fall, maybe? Could he move the ball? I don't think he can move the ball.
I don't think Taco Fall was just 6'9" and playing center.
And on a serious note, Joe, Rico Schulte, undersized for the position he's playing at the 5, has done a great job slotting in a position where he has to go up against a lot of bigger guys. Obviously, Jack Whitbourne, the thought of to be starting center for this Fordham team, has been out for injury this whole season. Rico Schulte has done a great job in his place. Now taking a seat on the bench, Akira Jacobs and Abbas Bodiger will be under there to man the bottom.
Fordham throwing a 2-3 zone at UAlbany. The Great Danes try and break the inside. Abide dribbles it off his foot. Scramble on the ground. Dede Reeves gets in there and forces a tie-up. Fordham winning all the energy plays so far.
It's two guys I brought up in our coaches interview pregame. Aurora Core, Dede Reeves on the ground, showing effort and energy. It's what gets these coaches and players for Fordham hyped up.
Baseline inbound, right side of the basket for UAlbany. They'll get the possession off of the tie-up. Inbound will come from Jaden Kempson to a wide-open Naz Muhammad. Near side corner, 3, no good. Scramble for the rebound. It will stay with UAlbany. They've done a solid job on the offensive glass.
And, Joe, there's a frustration, I think, from the Fordham Rams when it comes to the defensive glass. Fordham getting frustrated they're not able to take away these chances from UAlbany. UAlbany getting ample chances on the offensive end.
Fordham was out-rebounded by 7 on the defensive glass against a D2 school in Franklin Pierce last night, and it hasn't looked too much prettier in that area so far today.
Yeah, they're out-rebounded 8-3 on the offensive glass.
Abide, 16-footer on the right side baseline is good. 32-25 now, with 4 minutes to go.
As you said before, Joe, this UAlbany team just likes to stick around. Fordham's been the better team, but UAlbany not going anywhere.
They've made buckets when they've needed to. Bodiger looking for a dribble handoff. Bounce pass hits off of the leg of Okeke. And Fordham will stay with it, up by 7. 3:48 left to go. We'll hit the under 4 media timeout. You know what that means, Chris. We're going to send it south of the border. Not going to be able to say that too often.
Very
to
cool.
the Rose Hill Studios for a second time today. Sam Giangrande has the one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
What is happening, New York City? LaSalle barely lost to UPenn in New York. There's rival city of Philadelphia, 73-71. George Mason wiped the floor with James Madison earlier, down in the Old Dominion State. Final score 82-66. Tomorrow, our one and only Rams take on Colgate in Montreal in the third and final game of the Northern Classic at 3:30 in the afternoon. St. Joseph's will play Princeton in the Garden State of New Jersey, and Merrimack and LaSalle tip off against each other in Philadelphia at noon Sunday. Now for some college football. Ohio State still have not lost in 12 games as they beat Michigan 27-9 to hand the Wolverines a massive loss, while Miami beat Pittsburgh in the west side of Pennsylvania 38-7. A rival game just finished down in Gainesville. Florida State lost to the Florida Gators 40-21. Tomorrow, MSU will host the Knicks and the Toronto Raptors in the heart of Manhattan, and Mike's Brown side being 12-6 going to this game. Then a late Sunday night football match, the New York Football Giants will go to Foxborough to play the Patriots, with the Pats standing strong at 10-2. Finally, NYCFC is in Florida playing Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami winning so far 4-1, with Messi now holding the record for most assists in a single MLS playoff campaign. I'm Sam Giangrande with the one-on-one scoreboard update. Come on, Fordham.
Back above the border, Fordham up 32-25 on UAlbany, day 2 of the Northern Classic. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. Chris, Fordham shooting 60% from the field, 54.5% from 3, and holding UAlbany to 33.3% from the field and 20% from 3 thus far. It's a feel-good game so far for the Rams.
Yeah, a feel-good game for the Rams, and especially a feel-good game for this coaching staff. We know, Joe, how analytical this coaching staff can be. Coach Magpie and his crew love the numbers, and it has been an efficient outing for the Fordham Rams. Maybe as efficient as we've seen in Magpie Group B in maroon.
Fordham with the ball up by 7, 3:44 to go. Chris Henry at the sticks, top of the key. Henry kicks left wing Reeves. Left side Bodiger screen. He's going to be double teamed by Okeke. Gets by him left side baseline. Hangs in the air. Loses it. Gets it back. Under the basket. Kicks it out. Chris Henry. 1 on the shot clock. His 3 is good. Chris Henry with the bailout.
Christian Henry, the Eastern Michigan transfer, he's starting to feel it, Joe. You could feel it in his play, in his shot selection, and how he's moving around, dribbling with the ball. The Eastern Michigan transfer starting to feel it for the Rams.
He's got 14 of Fordham's 35 as they open up a 10-point lead. Left wing, right back at you goes Jaden Kempson, and it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, that was just class from the Midland Community College transfer. Nice step back, created his shot on his own, and knocked it down. What a play.
3 minutes on the game clock. Fordham with the lead in the ball. Marcus Green had his pass deflected out of bounds. Will stay with the Rams trying to deal with this 2-3 zone from UAlbany.
Yeah, and a good job by Abide stopping the ball there. Fordham Rams want to continue to be efficient on the offensive end, continue to get good shots, get one there.
Jacobs near side corner, thought about a three, had some trouble with the catch. Now back up top for Marcus Green.
Had another good look as well.
Green deep on the right wing. Corner, Jacobs wide open three. No good. Rebound Bodija on the offensive end. Bodija, a couple pump fakes, goes up, is short with it, but draws the foul.
Yeah, and that's strong play inside by Abbas. This Fordham team wants to play strong, especially on the interior. They've had their trouble on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, they have been efficient, able to get inside and able to use work and exchange it for either a foul or points. Been really good about that in this one. Not exerting a lot of effort without any reward, Joe, on the offensive end.
Fordham into the bonus with 2:37 left in half number one. Bodija will get 2 on a shooting foul, and drill is first.
Yeah, Louis Lesmond going to check into this one in favor of Marcus Green. Going to take a seat. Louis Lesmond loves to pull his pants down to retuck in his jersey. He's done it around 4 times now, Joe. I would not just bring that up on the random. But Louis Lesmond needs to get it going from a shooting perspective, from inside the arc, behind the arc. He has struggled. That's what he's here to do. Show the athleticism, shoot the ball well. If he can do that for this Fordham team, play some of his best ball, it changes this Fordham team, Joe.
Bodija, meanwhile, has been efficient. He hits on both of his 2 tries at the line, 37-26, the Fordham lead. They get 37-28 for the Rams, and UAlbany with the ball. Top of the key, 3 is good from Abide.
Yeah, that's a bit of a backbreaker. If you're Fordham, feel like you're really mounting up some real momentum, and this UAlbany team just won't go away. Coach Magpio calling a timeout almost immediately.
Just like that, back to a 6-point game with 2:37, make it 2:20 left in half number one. It feels like every time that Fordham has had a big shot, UAlbany has had one right back on the other end.
Yeah, and this Fordham team needs to rebound the ball better. That offensive rebounding gap is getting smaller. Fordham now with 5 offensive rebounds to UAlbany's 8. But on the defensive end, this UAlbany team only with 7 defensive rebounds to Fordham's 12. Fordham needs to continue to excel on the defensive end, rebounding the ball, and maybe exude some of that energy on the other end as well. If Fordham can amount extra chances on the offensive end, it's going to open up a lot for this team. This Fordham team already ahead offensively of UAlbany. If they had extra chances, they'd be up even more.
And they do have 6 turnovers to UAlbany's 2. That's maybe the biggest surprise so far today. Fordham takes care of the ball really well. That's about par for the course, that turnover number for them. But for UAlbany, they have the 3rd worst turnover percentage in the country. When you exclude those 2 games that they played against non-D1 teams, they turn it over on 25% of their possessions, Chris. That's 1 in every 4, and somehow they've only turned it over twice in half number one.
Yeah, UAlbany only turning the ball over twice. No points for the Fordham Rams off those turnovers. 6 UAlbany points off turnovers for the Rams.
Nonetheless, it's Fordham by 6. Left wing try. Lesmond rattles all the way around the cylinder and out. And when you're in a slump, that's what happens.
Yeah, you want to see one go through for the guy, and not only for the guy, but for the group continuing to struggle.
Under 2 minutes left to play in half number one. Here's a curling Amir Lindsay. Right-handed layup is rejected by Bodija and gobbled up by Day Reeves.
That's strong, straight-up defense from Abbas, not letting there a foul be called. Just playing strong defense.
Far side corner try for Chris Henry. No good. Rebound by Jacobs. He's able to get it out to Day Reeves. A new 20. Reeves at the nail.
Great effort from Jacobs.
To Lesmond. Fordham by 6. Reeves, a logo try is good. Day Reeves, nothing but nylon.
Whether it's been Day Reeves or it's been Christian Henry in this one, Joe, the guard play for the Rams has been fantastic.
40-31 with 1:13 left to play in half number one. Fordham trying to finish this half strong. Inside Abide, right elbow jumper is good. He's had the answers for UAlbany.
Yeah, he's been leading them so far on the offensive end. It's just shown a real presence around the court. Has shown that he's played a lot of these type of games, played a lot against high-level competition, and has shown a real comfortability against Fordham today.
15 points already for Isaac Abide. He averages just 6 45 on the game clock for Fordham, 10 on the shot clock. Chris Henry, right wing, a no-look pass to Jacobs. He lost it as he got up, got it back, and put it in the lefty lay to put Fordham back up by 9.
An absolute dime from Christian Henry and Akira Jacobs. A second effort under the basket. Akira Jacobs playing with a whole different mentality tonight. Love to see it.
42-33. 24 on the game clock, 16 now on the shot clock. Jaden Kempson will dribble it out on deep on the right wing. Kempson cuts inside, met by Bodija, a block with 10 seconds to go. Chris Henry, outlet up ahead, right wing Reeves. Reeves knifes inside, righty lay, no good. Scramble for the rebound, retrieved by UAlbany, 3 on the game clock. Up ahead to Lindsay, right wing 3, no good off the front rim, and Fordham will enter the half up by 9.
Yeah, really strong half from the Fordham Rams. Thought they maybe rushed a little bit there at the end of the half. Day Reeves went all the way to the rim with a real speed and a real purpose. Still had around 6 or 7 seconds on the clock. Could have taken a little time, ended up giving UAlbany a real field goal attempt toward the end of that half. But aside from that, Joe, this Fordham team really closing the half strong, whether it's on the defensive end with their effort and their commitment to effort, or on the offensive end, the commitment to efficiency. It's been a really good game for the Rams so far. Maybe their best first half outing of the season so far.
Well, as the siren blares, should we say, as we're north of the border, make it the buzzer. We hit halftime, 20 minutes gone for Montreal. It's Fordham 42 and UAlbany 33. But don't go anywhere. We're sending it south to Rose Hill, where Hope Nolan and Sam Giangrande have your one-on-one halftime report. But first, let's hear from Sam one more time with the one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Hope all is well, New York City. Just focusing on our local sports for this one. Tomorrow above Penn Station, MSG will host the Knicks and the Toronto Raptors in the heart of Manhattan, with tip-off being at 6 p.m. and Mike Brown's side being 12-6 going to this game. Then a Sunday night game at 8:15, so I hope you have some Thanksgiving leftovers and maybe a new TV from Black Friday. The New York Football Giants will go to Foxborough to play the Patriots, with Drake May's Pats sitting strong at 12-2. Finally, NYCFC traveled down to Florida to play Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals, Miami winning 5-1 with a hat-trick from the Argentine Alicante, and Messi now holding the record for the most assists in one MLS playoffs campaign. I'm Sam Giangrande with the one-on-one scoreboard update. Let's hope Fordham can hold on to their win so far.
The one-on-one halftime report.
Welcome to the halftime report. I'm Hope Nolan, joined by Sam Giangrande, and things are looking good for the Fordham Rams. They are up by 9 after the first half. Fordham got on the board first, 5-0 in the first 10 minutes. There was a little miscommunication, which got UAlbany on the board. I think we're definitely looking for more of a defensive presence from the Rams. Sam, what are your thoughts headed into the second half?
I completely agree. I think this is a little common for Fordham, where they can get on the board quickly and get a good lead, but defensively they have little slip-ups, and then they think that they can only win on offense, which is never what happens. You always need to have a balance between offense and defense, and it's a common Fordham mistake. They keep having a little issues with the defense, keep having little mix-ups, which causes not a huge gap in points, but still something to be worried about going to the second half.
Yeah, I completely agree. Being up by 9 is definitely a great place to be going into the second half. Defensively, we obviously need to see a little bit more from them. What do you think Magpie is saying to them in the locker room right now? What do you think the general consensus is, where they need to pick it up, where they're really holding strong right now?
I think holding on to possession for a little longer between each play. When you have a decent point gap, I don't think they should be rushing within each play, holding onto the ball a little more, making sure it travels around the court, and then just defensively, making sure that you focus on being able to get blocks and be able to have your players mark on to one another, and just not focus only within on the offense. When you only focus on the offense, at one point the game's going to start to get a little messy, a little dirty, you have some fouls, and then the points start to get a lot closer and the gap becomes a lot smaller.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Getting messy is definitely not where we need to be, especially after last night only winning by 2. It was definitely a sloppy game towards the end, and we definitely need to hold consistent and just hold strong offensively, so that because we do lack a little bit in the defense. What do you think for the second half? Can they hold this 9-point lead and hopefully make it larger, or do you think that we're going to start to slip up and get a little bit tired?
I think you have to have a good combination of your bench players, rotate everyone around, but I think Fordham can definitely hold on to this win. I think, especially after only winning by 2 recently, that they need to focus on playing a lot more clean, making sure there's no major slip-ups, and that when you have a clean game, you have a clean win. But if you have a sloppy game, it can lead to a very bad loss, especially with this team. Their top scorer is now outperforming our top scorer by 1 point. But Fordham has a lot more of their players scoring spread out. They're not just focusing on one player, which is, I think, one major thing that Fordham does good at, is being able to pass the ball around, focus on possession, and running out that clock.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think definitely having so many different people who are able to score is in Fordham's favor, and offensively as well as defensively, they know who they need to watch on Albany and make sure that they don't score.
Yeah, and I just think that as long as Fordham is able to just keep, I would say possession is a major thing, and being able to play cleanly. As a lot of people know here in the studio, I'm a huge soccer person, and when you focus on, in any sport, but I'll use soccer as an example, that whenever players, you start getting a lot of yellow cards, even maybe someone gets sent off, it's a mentality, and every sport's a mentality thing, where when the players start to get more aggressive, start getting more emotional, you're going to start slipping up. When anyone focuses on emotions in any sport, that's when you start to slip up the most. And if Fordham starts to get a little heated, starts getting a little angry, especially being away far, not too far, but being out from New York, that it's going to become a mental thing. And then that's how you start to have that point gap get smaller and smaller. And then players are going to start fouling each other. Stuff gets a little more heated. And because of that, the game could go the other way. But as long as they stay cool, calm, and collective, I think Fordham can hold on to this win.
100%. I completely agree. I'm hoping that we can keep this this lead, and we're going to send it back to Joe Henry and Chris Carrino in Montreal. I'm Hope Nolan, joined by Sam Giangrande.
Should I leave mine on?
Hey, this is Chris Carrino, Fordham and WFUV class of 1992. WFUV is your home for all things Fordham athletics, with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to our Saturday show, One on One. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV sports.
Hi, my name is Ryan Rucco, WFUV class of 2008. WFUV is your home for all things Fordham athletics, with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to our Saturday show, One on One. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV sports.
Hi, this is Spiro Ditas, WFUV class of 2001. WFUV is the epicenter of Fordham athletics, with live coverage of Fordham football, men's and women's basketball, and of course, our iconic Saturday show, One on One. So keep your radios locked in right here 90.7 FM for all things WFUV sports.
Midway through the break, Joe Henry, Chris Carrino back at the Place Bell Center, a minor league hockey arena turned into a basketball haven for Feast Week. It's day 2 of the Northern Classic, and Fordham leads 42-33. Special thanks to Hope Nolan and Sam Giangrande on our lovely one-on-one halftime report. You'll hear from them again during the post-game show after the conclusion of this one, but we still got 20 minutes more of game time, and Fordham trying to cling to a 9-point advantage, Chris.
Yeah, trying to cling to a 9-point advantage doesn't feel like the clinging that they did last night. This Fordham Ram team clinged to a lead that slowly dissipated over the second half, give up a 17-point lead, ended up being 2 toward the end of that one. That was against Franklin Pierce. Tonight, a bit of a different story, Joe. This Fordham team really seems to be taking an effort not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well. If there'd be one gripe I would have with this Fordham team in that first half, it was the interior defense. They cannot let up the amount of offensive rebounds and just general offense in the paint that they have. But aside from that, the three-point shooting, the efficiency in buckets on the offensive end, the perimeter defense, a lot of good things if you're a Fordham Ram fan.
Yep, 8 offensive rebounds to 3. UAlbany the advantage. You wouldn't have expected that for a Fordham team that has lived on the offensive glass so far this season. The leading scorers for these teams, well, you probably couldn't have expected it. Isaac Abide has 15 for UAlbany through the break. He's shooting 6 for 9, 2 for 4 from 3 on a team that as a whole is shooting just 37% from the field and 33% from 3. This is a guy that averaged 6 points a game entering the game. And Chris Henry, who really struggled last night against Franklin Pierce, has 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting and 2 of 3 from distance. Fordham as a unit shooting really efficiently, 51.7% overall, 50% from above the break. And Chris, it feels like the offensive unit has congealed in a way we maybe haven't seen it all year.
Yeah, this Fordham team, efficiency is the name of the game. As you said it there, they've been really efficient on the offensive end. As you said, that field goal number really high, that three-point number really high, 8 for 16 from the three-point line. Not only are they making them efficiently, they're taking a lot as well. 8 three-pointers in the first half is a lot. And looking at the individual numbers, as you said, Christian Henry really stepping up today. I said prior to the game, really early in the game, a lot of Fordham players need to step up today. Those were players like Akira Jacobs, like Chris Henry. Those guys have done that so far. Akira Jacobs with 10 points in that first half, 2 for 3 from the three-point line, 4 for 6 from the field. And Christian Henry, as you said, has been so good in that first half, 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. It seems those two guys, along with a few others, had something to prove tonight and have done that so far.
And you hear so much from Mike Magpio the importance of executing the scout. Well, the scout today had the name Amir Lindsay circled in red ink. And through one half of play, in 14 minutes, he is scoreless. He is 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 from downtown. He has just 1 assist. He has been a non-factor in this game. Fordham has shut him down just a day removed from really failing to execute the scout on a kid in Anthony Parker who lit it up for Franklin Pierce in that game to keep him in it.
Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic last night. 5 steals for Franklin Pierce. He was great. Amir Lindsay, as I said before, the guy who makes the thing go for this Albany Great Dane team, along with their big guy Okeke in the middle, the FIU transfer. Amir Lindsay, a key returner for this team, along with Matulo. Those are the two guys that have the biggest roles on this team, returning from last year. American East All-Rookie Team selection, Amir Lindsay, last season. He's been fantastic this season, a season-high 23 against Siena. Led his team with 16 against Colgate last night. Was 4 for 4 from 3 last night. Has had a kind of a cold year from the three-point line. 36% heading into this tournament. Was really efficient last night. Wants to get back to that form in this one. They're going to need his efficient three-point scoring, his efficient offensive ability to get back in this one.
UAlbany lost 69-67 to Colgate last night. Fordham will see Colgate tomorrow at 3:30 for the finale of the Northern Classic. Lindsay, as you said, had 16 in that one, 4 for 4 from 3, but he missed on the game-winning layup. Made a really nice move to get inside, but he wasn't able to finish. And as such, UAlbany still searching for its first win against a D1 opponent this year. They are 0-5 so far against D1 teams, 2-0 against D3 teams. Kind of a similar story for Fordham. They're 5-2, yes, but they're just 2-2 against Division I programs, 3-0 against non-D1 teams. So each of these teams looking for these prove-it wins here as we head towards December.
Yeah, Joe, and it's a bit of a generalization, but this Fordham team really plays to the level of their competition. Whoever rolls out there, whether it was the D2 Franklin Pierce team with a lot less talent last night, or it's this UAlbany team coming in a lot better than their record, as you said in the beginning of the game, it seems this Fordham team rises to the occasion. Whoever they're playing, they need more consistent effort, game in and game out. If they can have an effort they had in that first half here tonight in every game going through the rest of the season, not even from an efficiency level, but just from an effort level, this Fordham coaching staff is going to be really happy throughout the rest of the season.
Always funny stories as to how some of these tournaments come together. For the Northern Classic, they're marketing it as the third annual. It actually didn't happen last year. Started in 2022, happened in 2023, took a year off, and now back in 2025. Fordham, one of 5 teams competing. Of course, UAlbany among them, Colgate, who they'll see tomorrow, Franklin Pierce, who they saw yesterday, and SUNY Oneonta, who they will not play today, but every other team will play. Third year for the Northern Classic, and for Fordham and UAlbany, they've only met 3 times. And you say, wow, that's kind of crazy. These programs have been along for a really, really long time, and they met just last year. How is it that this is just the third time they're meeting? It was 87-83 in 2024. Fordham got the win.
Joe, what was the last time they met?
If you wanted to trace back the calendars, you'd have to do a lot of flipping. It was 1923, 102 years ago. Fordham and UAlbany met for the first time, and even then you'd have to add an asterisk. And I'm looking at Joe DeBari as I say this because he's the reason why I know this, our lovely SID.
Long-time sports information director at Fordham.
Waiting for that trip to Hawaii, Joe.
He's trying to ignore us, but he can't.
He knows. He's smiling. Fordham and UAlbany met in 1923, but you need to apply an asterisk because they didn't really meet. Fordham played against UAlbany Law School, and they won by a whopping final score of 40-17.
Yeah, 40-17 would be a bizarre first half final tally in the modern game. That was the final, and that one also heard from our lovely longtime sports information director, Joe DeBarry, right next to us. One of the better crowds for an in-season tournament that Fordham has had in recent years. A good turnout for the Fordham Rams. Obviously, a sense of occasion for this Fordham team traveling out of the country right before their Atlantic 10 slate starts. Fordham Rams doing a good job with the occasion. We've heard Coach Magpaio say, Joe, through the last couple days, a really good simulation for A10 tournament time, playing games in such quick succession in one trip. A lot of good things for the Fordham Rams to get acquainted, get warm to when heading into March in a couple months.
And for UAlbany, yes, they were a law school playing basketball in the 20s, not these 20s, but the 1920s. But then they went
good
and they
distinction there, Joe. I wouldn't have done that.
They were a Division III program for a long time before moving up to Division I. And when they were in Division III, Chris, in the 1984-85 season, they played and they beat Westfield College, Westfield State that is, 78-70 in the first round of the NCAA Division III tournament. You might be asking me, why in the world would I mention that? Well, my father was the starting power forward on Westfield State, and he said, I think I had 2 or 4 points on that game. And the reason why, and only why, and this is part of why the Henry plan is going strong, is because he was playing through a sprained ankle. He had the air cast on playing through it.
I remember that story from what
I remember that story?
I read bits and pieces of that. And it wasn't an inefficient 4 point. I think it was an efficient 4 as well.
Yeah, it was an efficient 4. He went 2 for 2, maybe 2 for 3. We don't know the exact box score, all right? But Mike Henry playing through the sprained ankle, fighting hard against then D3 UAlbany, now a D1 program, down 9 at the half on day 2 of the Northern Classic, 42-33. And speaking of Henry, Chris, keeping the family name strong, is Chris Henry right in front of us on the bench, and he is the leading scorer so far for these Rams, up by 9. He has 14 points. At one point, he was accounting for about half of Fordham's offensive output, shooting 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from distance, only 2 of 5 from the free throw line where he struggled. He's added on 3 rebounds where he's been in there on the defensive end, and he has an assist to his name as well. Chris Henry having a really strong performance after a couple of duds.
Yeah, really strong first half. Cannot stress enough how important 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line is. It's going to be about a full 40-minute effort from Christian Henry. Consistency is one of the things that is most vital in Christian Henry's game, and getting him to play his best basketball. A full 40-minute effort tonight from Christian Henry would give Magpaio and the rest of this coaching staff a whole lot of confidence, having Christian out there on the floor in big moments for this Fordham team down the stretch.
A lot of it for him seems to be confidence. He's a guy who was so good at Eastern Michigan. He averaged 14.7 points per game there. One of 3 guys that Fordham brought in that was averaging more than 14. We're now at the moment down to 2. Zariq Nutter not traveling with the team. He had a groin injury that he sustained against Wagner. We have not seen him since. Ryan Pettis is also not making the trip since we're here with the injury report. He's getting evaluated for a concussion, we think. He sustained a head injury against LIU, so he's not here. And then on the UAlbany side, we're disappointed to say that our friend Will Richardson, who spent 3 years as a Fordham Ram, is not suited up playing. But don't worry, he's here in street clothes taking in the occasion. The Bergen Catholic grad from the state of New Jersey spent his first 3 years with Fordham, had that great rookie campaign when Fordham was 25-8 and went on that big run, but he's yet to debut as a Great Dane.
Yeah, him and Darius Quisenberry in our freshman year in that backcourt. That's the best Fordham backcourt I've seen to this date. Obviously, our current backcourt might have something to say about that toward the end of the season. Will Rich, a New Jersey high school legend as well. What a player at Bergen Catholic.
No doubt. We return to play. Speaking of backcourt, it's Day Reeves in the far side corner to kick off the second half.
Was going to mention him earlier, Joe. You brought up confidence talking about Christian Henry. A lot of these guys on this Fordham roster haven't played a lot of big-time college basketball, haven't won a lot of big-time college basketball. Day Reeves is the exception. Always seems like he's meant to be there. Always seems like he has a true confidence with himself and has been a true leader for this Fordham team.
45-33 Fordham. Here's a fadeaway J from Jaden Kempson to get the scoring started for UAlbany in the second half of play.
Yeah, that was smooth. That was absolutely pure from Kempson. This UAlbany team needed the bucket, and they got it there.
45-35 Fordham leads. About a minute elapsed in the second half. Right corner, Lesmond, contested 3, an air ball retrieved by Schulte. We'll call it an assist as Fordham reopens the lead to 12.
Yeah, to be fair to Louis there, I think the defender might have gotten a piece of that one, but the presence of mind under the basket in the interior for this Fordham offense, really impressive. Need to see that for the rest of this 18 minutes.
Rams by 12.
Good defense.
18:49 to go. Abide, the hot hand for UAlbany. Checked well by Akira Jacobs, who's hedging on a screen. Jaden Kempson. Back to Abide, pulls a contested triple, left wing, no good. Rebound by Louis Lesmond.
Looked like a walkthrough there for the Fordham defense. They looked fantastic. Knew exactly what the offense was going to run.
Fordham trying to open up its biggest lead of the day. Up by 12 with the ball. Akira Jacobs wide open, right wing is good. Akira Jacobs has 13. He hits his third 3 of the game, the most he's hit in a game this season. And a quick timeout from Dwayne Killings as Fordham is making a killing early in the second half, up 50-35.
Yeah, Coach Killings needed to talk it over there. Akira Jacobs stepping up, showing that versatility. We've talked about it all season long, Joe. The ability to shoot the ball in the perimeter, get inside with his size, score at the rim. There's a real versatility we haven't seen yet. We're starting to see it now. The potential is peaking out, and it looks beautiful, Joe.
And what you see on the Fordham bench, Jamison O'Toole saying more. Fordham not content here with a minute and 38 seconds elapsed in half number 2, up by 15. But they're trying to put this game away, Chris, because they were up by 17 against Franklin Pierce with 12 minutes left to play in that game. We all know how it finished. A chance for the Ravens to upset the Rams in a big way. You can't have that happen again tonight.
Yeah, Joe, you cannot let this UAlbany team back into the game. Now a 15-point lead for the Rams. They're in the command position. They're in the command seat of this game. Fordham Rams in full control of their destiny here, as you said, Joe. As you alluded to, cannot take your foot off the gas. Need at least another 10 minutes of this really consistent, really efficient, and really dialed-in Fordham ball if they want to take this one away, if they want to put this one in the books. We're loving 18 minutes here of good effort from the Fordham Rams. Love them to finish this one strong, regardless of what the scoreboard says. To see this Fordham team give a full 40-minute effort, as I said about Christian Henry earlier, it'd give you a whole lot more confidence.
3 players already in double figures for Fordham. Day Reeves, as you'd expect, up to 11 on 4 of 7 shooting. He's hit all 3 of his tries from 3, and he's also added in 6 rebounds and 5 assists, an all-around performance from Reeves. Meanwhile, Chris Henry, his backcourt mate, 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting. He was the hot hand in the first half. And Akira Jacobs, with maybe his best all-around performance thus far, he's at 13, 5 of 7 from the field. He's knocked down 3 threes, grabbed 3 boards. He's been everywhere for the Rams.
Yeah, whether it's Abbas Bodija, whether it's the true freshman, Rora Core, there's some company, Rika Schulte, Jack Whitborn when he comes back, there's some company in that in that front court for Akira Jacobs. It's a very competitive group that's going to be competing for minutes all season long. This kind of play from Akira Jacobs is a whole lot, not only for his minutes, but for his confidence. You talked about Christian Henry, how important that confidence is for him. Same thing with Akira Jacobs. If those two guys are playing with a real confidence, a real purpose, Joe, this Fordham team is a whole lot better.
Akira Jacobs, touted as a lights-out shooter by Mike Magpio. He said when he was at Hawaii, Akira Jacobs, that is, he'd always kick our butts. With Mike Magpio at UC Riverside, what does he do when the transfer portal opens? He goes and gets his guy, and Jacobs showing why Magpio thinks he could be an X-factor for this Fordham unit. Here's Day Reeves with a steal in the backcourt all the way, a goaltend, and the ball goes in anyways. 2 points for the Rams. Reeves staying on the gas pedal out of the break.
Joe, I feel like I bring it up every game. The press release when Day Reeves was signed with Fordham, it said he was a defensive menace. He shows it in almost every outing. That steal there, turning good defense into good offense. That's the name of the game for Day Reeves. As I said before, a true confidence, a true purpose to Day Reeves, whether it's on the offensive end, defensive end, lets the game come to him, and he's a true leader for this Fordham team.
Reeves with a steal in all 8 games he's played in so far this season. It's 52-35, biggest lead of the day for Fordham. It's 17, but circle that number. That's the lead they had against Franklin Pierce. Cutting inside Matulu. Underneath the basket, loses it, picked up by guess who? Day Reeves.
Strong interior defense from the Rams.
Fordham trying to pile on. Reeves in the left wing. 2-3 zone look from UAlbany. Here's Jacobs. Now right wing Henry, knifing inside and finishing for 2.
Joe, that's all around right there. On the defensive end, not letting UAlbany get inside, poking the ball away, forcing a turnover, and then on the other end, a malicious and melodic offensive possession for the Rams.
Makai Taylor finds Amir Lindsay. The ball picked up by Akira Jacobs on a pass in the corner, but it looked like he was out of bounds. It'll stay with UAlbany, but more great hands from the Rams.
Yeah, this Fordham team showing a real commitment on the defensive side of the ball. It's almost like their facial expressions change when they go across half court. There's a real meanness to this Fordham defense tonight.
Again,
gotta love it.
One of the worst teams in the country in field goal percentage. When running their half-court offense, they've struggled in that mode so far today. Fordham by 19, 17-12 to go in half number 2. Right wing, it's Taylor.
Fordham in a true man defense right now.
7 on the shot clock. Taylor's pass is errant. Reeves goes flying to the floor, recovered. Amir Lindsay going inside, keeps the ball held high, misses, gets his own miss, and Rika Schulte has it. Now Fordham running the other way. Day Reeves will slow things down. Fordham a chance to go up by 20 or more.
Fordham wants to keep stacking stops and scores. They're doing that now.
Henry cutting inside is fouled on the floor. Henry's been fouled 4 times today.
Yeah, he's getting beat up a little bit. Has been dealing with some injuries. I've seen maybe some new injuries pop up in this one. He's a tough player. He's continuing to play through it.
If that's the price to pay to have 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting so far, I think he'll take it. Far side inbound from Henry. Bounce pass finds Schulte. The Rams up by 19 with 16:40 and ticking in half number 2.
It's been Henry and Reeves. Haven't seen much of Marcus Green so far tonight.
Henry on the right side, spinning, finds his spot and kisses one off the glass for 2.
That's just class, Joe. This guy, Christian Henry, showing it in a multitude of ways that he could score on the offensive end.
56-35 Fordham, biggest lead of the day. Cutting inside, UAlbany rejected.
Beautiful,
Gets
Joe.
it back. Right wing, Taylor. Taylor spinning baseline. Kicks it out. Top of the key, it's Rose. Rose cutting inside on Jacobs. His layup is errant. More great defense from the Rams. Chris Henry the other way. Left wing Reeves in rhythm 3. No good off the front of the iron. UAlbany has it.
Before that miss, Joe, the defensive effort on the interior for the Rams. It's getting me feeling nicey, Joe.
Fordham still up by 21. Louis Lesmond with the block into the hands of Reeves.
This defense, Joe, my goodness.
Trailing Henry, no look past Schulte. It's showtime for the Rams. Up by 23.
on the bench over here, Aiden Crotty pulling out the imaginary telescope. This bench is hyped up. Christian Henry yelling into his bench. I don't think I've seen Day Reeves and Christian Henry that pumped up all season long. This Fordham team with as much momentum as they've had all season long. Got to be happy for this Ram group. Team that's been through a lot this season, but seems to be peaking at the right time.
And the reason why, Day Reeves off the inbound, wreaking some havoc, getting the steal, forcing a foul, and Fordham, after all that, will have the ball up by 25. Day Reeves is doing it all for the Rams. He has got 15, 7, 5 and 2 steals, and not to mention a block too. Day-Day Reeves, the smallest guy on the floor, has been everything for Fordham.
Joe, simply, he does this. It's just what he does. Whether it was last year at Iona, picked up some major accolades there, or it's earlier in his career as well, has been now at 3 schools. Day-Day Reeves being the marquee guy that he is.
Takes us to the under 16 timeout. It's 60-35. Fordham up by 25. Its biggest lead against a D1 opponent so far this year. They look to keep their foot on the gas pedal with 15 minutes and 42 seconds to go. But for now, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM, WFUV Sports.
Hey sports fans, it's Bobby C. I'm the sports director here at WFUV. From live broadcasts of Fordham athletics to coverage of all the professional sports teams in the NYC, we've got everything a sports fan could ask for. Like talking sports? Check out One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show, as well as our diverse collection of podcasts. If you're a Fordham student interested in joining our program, feel free to shoot me an email, bobbyc@wfuv.org. And as always, thank you to all of our listeners who support us every week. 90.7 FM is the home of WFUV Sports.
Play about to resume from up north. Day 2 of the Northern Classic. Joe Henry, Chris Carrino, and Fordham out to a 25-point lead with 15:42 to go. It's 60-35, and in the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds, the Rams are on a 15-0 run, Chris. They're doing it with efficiency on offense and suddenly forcing some turnovers on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, Joe, I said it going into the break. We always talk about how important momentum is in college basketball. It's one of the most important elements a team can have on their side. This Fordham team with maybe as much momentum as they've had all season long right now.
So UAlbany will have the ball out of the break. Lindsay at the Nets logo. Great Danes down by 25, looking to land a punch here and get back in this game. Left wing Muhammad, tied up by Henry.
Walk-on players screaming defense on the bench.
Lindsay, right wing, 10 on the shot clock, kick ball violation called. Will stay with the Great Danes. He's trying to find his man inside, Yaya Keita.
Yeah, with the effort Fordham showing on the defensive end, Joe, this UAlbany team needs to take advantage of every possession they have in the offensive end.
Left side baseline inbound for Lindsay, who is still scoreless, 0 for 7 from the field.
Unbelievable. What a defensive effort from the guards of the Fordham Rams.
Lindsay, right corner, guarded by Reeves, 10 on the shot clock. Darts towards the baseline and then kicks it back out. Muhammad, top of the key, left-right crossover dribble, finds a wide-open Lindsay, triple, no good. Rebound fought for UAlbany, saves it. The ball's up in the air, retrieved by Keita, and the Great Danes have another chance. Keita streaking inside and drawing a foul. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, and the Philly native, the sophomore, Makai Taylor, really saving that one. That ball should have went out of bounds. As I said before, this UAlbany team needs to take advantage of every opportunity they have. That was them doing it there.
It was a behind-the-back thrust straight up into the air by Taylor to keep the possession alive, and then Yaya Keita, the Mali native, came down with it and went right towards the cup where he drew a foul, and now he hits on his first of 2 at the line.
And Joe, turnovers, but especially unforced turnovers for this UAlbany team are death down the stretch of this game.
Just the 5th free throw that UAlbany has taken all day. They're about to take their 6th. Fordham has taken 7. So another game, we saw this last night, where not a lot of fouls have been committed by either side. As Keita hits on his second, 23 points the difference with 14:55 to go. What you laughing at, Chris?
I'm laughing. I don't know if you heard Max Miller, Aiden Crotty were absolutely screaming their heads off about the rebound on the second free throw. Coach Highland told them to calm down.
Full court press broken by Fordham. Jacobs finds Lesmont, rejected. Oh my goodness. Makai Taylor out of nowhere. The ball's still in play, and Naz Muhammad has it the other way.
Joe, you could say that again. Maybe the most forceful block I've ever seen live in a basketball game. I've seen a lot of basketball, Joe. My goodness.
Low block hits the hook shot to make it 21. Now the full court press applied from the Great Danes.
Looked like he went to go attempt to block a transformer or something. My goodness.
Giving Henry some trouble. He gets it up ahead to Jacobs, who is fouled, and the Great Danes energy out of nowhere on defense out of the full court press.
Kira Jacobs showing some frustration after that play. Kira Jacobs, known for his positivity, known for his good nature, really not happy after that play. Fordham Ram team just got a little something different about them here tonight that I'm really enjoying.
No doubt, but now they have a test here.
Yeah.
UAlbany trying to throw its best punch, showing some energy, showing a lot of pressure on you defensively. How will you respond up by 21 with 14:24 to go, trying to put this game away? Bodija left wing checked into the game. Gives it back up to Henry. Henry working on Lindsay. 8 on the shot clock. Step back, right elbow. Jay off the back of the iron. Retrieved by UAlbany.
Still a decent shot attempt there. Not mad at it.
Muhammad left wing. Driving the left side baseline. Bounce pass finds a wide open cutter. It's Matulu, whose layup is good. It's a quick 6-0 run from UAlbany, and it's back to a 19-point game with 14 minutes to go.
It's good offense from UAlbany. Fordham tried to match it with good defense and a decent job inside. Just let one guy slip through. That'll be the difference on the offensive end.
Schulte top of the key. Overhead pass finds Bodija. Right side low block. Kicks out right wing Green. Cutting inside finds a wide open Lesmond. Reverse layup no good. The tip in will go from Schulte.
That was a beautiful pass as well from Marcus Green, getting Louis Lesmond involved. He shrugged toward the bench after missing that one. He is almost to a point of hilarity in the amount he's missing from the field. Lucas Schulte doing a good job cleaning it up.
Some of these misses have been comical from Lesmond, but they've been good looks. That one was off a great backdoor cut. Rams back up by 21. Here's a wide open three-point try from Taylor. No good. Rebound finds Marcus Green. Fordham out and running, and Chris Henry told to slow things down for the Rams, who are up by 21 with 13 minutes to go.
Yeah, your brother by name, Joe, done a good job leading this team as well. Even there, heading into the offensive end, doing a good job of slowing the game down.
Schulte tries to get a little too fancy with it over the head pass, is picked off, was trying to find a cutting Jacobs. Now the other way, Muhammad off the glass with the right hand on the runner from the left side. UAlbany within 19.
That's tough, Joe. Ricky Schulte did a really good job contesting that one. The floater just, as in the name, floated over his hand.
Full court press continues to give Fordham trouble. They're taking the full 5 seconds
real
to
trouble.
get it in routinely. A foul called on UAlbany, and Zachary Mutulu started to go at Louis Lesmond for a second there. A lot of whistles blowing, and the teams will walk to their respective benches for a moment.
Seemed like the refs almost wanted a scuffle there. They were still blowing their whistles as both players are walking away from each other. Core going to sub back into this one along with Day Reeves, the two spotlight players last night. Core going to sub on for Louis Lesmond. Christian Henry going to sub in for his backcourt mate, Day Reeves. Christian Henry, a real effort here tonight. A real effort that he and the rest of Fordham Nation should be proud of.
Henry with 18 so far. Reeves checked in his place. He'll kick it to Marcus Green off of the inbound. Bodija throws it away. UAlbany has it. A running Muhammad triple, no good from the right wing. Schulte has the rebound. The foul committed by UAlbany came crashing right into him as Schulte hits the deck. And Fordham will have the ball up by 19, 12-22 on the stopped game clock.
Yeah, Joe, there's a lot of time left, so you never really know. But I think this UAlbany team struggles enough too much on the offensive end to really come back in a timely manner against this Fordham team. Even if this Fordham team really struggles on the offensive end, they can do enough defensively to stay ahead and keep separation in this game.
And the Rams getting some great practice at trying to beat the full court press, something they've struggled to do the past 2 days at the Northern Classic. They've struggled a bit here, but they get it into the half court now where Day Reeves is at the controls.
Yeah, Joe, even if this game doesn't get close anymore, it's good practice. Tenacious defense from UAlbany.
Reeves finds Green right wing, pump fake, step inside, elbow J is good. Marcus Green has Fordham up by 21.
Yeah, and that was silky there. Fordham continuing to get looks on the offensive end. This Fordham team scoring at a consistency tonight we haven't seen all season long. Feels like every time down the floor, they have better odds to score than not.
Amir Lindsay with it, averages 17 a game. He's got 0 so far as he loses it on the right side of the floor. Will stay with UAlbany. Fordham everywhere defensively as we hit the under 12 media timeout.
I was about to say, Joe, more white and maroon bodies on the floor. The effort from this Fordham team, offensively and defensively, but specifically on the defensive end, cannot go over talked about. It's been fantastic. This Fordham team is going to have a lot of success. They're really going to find their ceiling. They're going to find what their best team looks like with this kind of effort.
Stopping the clock with 11:36 left to go. Fordham hanging on to a 21-point lead that they've opened up in a big second half so far, 64-43. We'll take the break to send it back down south to the Rose Hill Studios where Sam Giangrande has another one-on-one scoreboard update.
the one-on-one scoreboard.
Hello, New York City. Earlier today, George Mason destroyed James Madison down in Virginia, final score being 82-66. Tomorrow's the last game of the Northern Classic. The Rams take on Colgate in Montreal at 3:30 in the afternoon. St. Joseph's will play the Princeton in the Garden State of New Jersey, and Merrimack and LaSalle tip off against each other in the City of Brotherly Love at noon on Sunday. In the world of college football, Ohio State still only producing W's this season as they beat Michigan 27-9 to hand the Wolverines a massive loss. A rival game just finished down in Gainesville. Florida State lost to the Florida Gators 40-21. The Knicks play the Toronto Raptors at the Garden tomorrow at 6 p.m. And late at night at 8:15, the New York Football Giants will go to Gillette Stadium to play the Patriots. Finally, NYCFC lost to Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami winning 5-1 and securing their spot in the MLS Cup Finals. The first for the club, and history could be made for them with a win. I'm Sam Giangrande with the one-on-one scoreboard update. Come on, Fordham!
Play about to resume from up north. Day 2 of the Northern Classic. Joe Henry, Chris Carrino here as Fordham has a 64-43 lead with 11:36 left in regulation. Looking to head into Sunday and day 3 of the tournament. Winners of 4 in a row. Chris.
Yeah, and I think this Colgate team, we got a little bit of a taste of them coming in after, right before our game and after our game last night. They seem to be the biggest challenge, the biggest team, or physically and metaphorically the biggest team in this competition. And it's going to be an interesting test for the Fordham Rams. I thought this afternoon, or rather tonight, was an interesting test for the Fordham Rams. They've passed that test in flying colors. We'll see tomorrow night. It's going to be an accelerated test for sure.
Game not quite over yet. Remember, Fordham had a 17-point lead with 12 minutes left to go last night, and they almost lost it. Resumed to play. Roricourt inside, misses on the layup, bodied up his defender, but didn't get the finish. 11:28 left to play in half number 2. Fordham by 21. Naz Muhammad, far side corner guarded by Reeves. Left elbow, Taylor streaking inside, loses it. Akira Jacobs with the hands. Make that Abbas Bodija on the play. 10 on the shot clock for a curling Muhammad, top of the key, guarded by the long Roricourt. Muhammad with 6 to work, kicks it to Lindsay. A deep 2 from the right side corner is good, and Amir Lindsay is finally on the board, 1 for 9 from the field.
Yeah, he's starting to finally find his stride. A lot of time taken off there. Didn't love that for UAlbany, but if you're going to take off that much time, Joe, you got to end up scoring on the end of it. They did that there.
UAlbany gets another deflection off the inbound. They're going to check and set the shot clock at 27. Fordham will retain possession up by 19 with 10:57 left to play in half number 2. Green gets the inbound and breaks the press.
UAlbany still pressing, trying to get more possessions for their offense.
Reeves, top of the key, 3, just short from Day Reeves. Rebound by Muhammad. UAlbany trying to go on a run. Here's Matulu, left side 3, no good. Schulte the rebound. The dish out finds Reeves, and he is fouled. Fordham will stay with it. UAlbany getting a little bit desperate off of these missed shots.
Yeah, and a good job there, I thought, from Day Reeves. This Fordham team's going to need to continue to get stops on the defensive end. The scoreboard's not very close, but as you said, a good practice for this Fordham team on the defensive end and breaking a press, which they'll try to do now. Green a little caught up in the backcourt, ends up getting scored by UAlbany.
Matulu on the steal and the finish. This full court press has wreaked some havoc, and it's a 17-point game.
More havoc.
Of course, stolen in the full court. Retrieved by Muhammad, he puts it in, and Mike Magpaio signals over the head. We've got to call a timeout. UAlbany's full court press has got them back into this ball game, down by 15 with 10:22 to go.
Only person calling a timeout quicker than Magpaio on that play was me. The Fordham Rams needed a sit down. Momentum was getting lost. They were starting to lose the momentum of this one. They need to take a breather, calm down, reestablish themselves in this one.
Fordham up to 10 turnovers now. This is a team that's only averaged 8.8 against its Division I competition, and UAlbany's only committed 6, a team that usually commits much, much more than that. Again, the 3rd highest turnover percentage in the country. They turn the ball over on one of every 4 possessions. That's what Fordham's offense has looked like, trying to deal with the full court press these past couple minutes. And what was a 25-point lead, Chris, back down to 15. UAlbany trying to land a punch here. Still plenty of time. 10:22 on the game clock.
Yeah, Joe, and you got to give credit to UAlbany. Their press has been tenacious. They've done a great job of getting into Fordham, not letting Fordham get comfortable in the backcourt whatsoever. And each time Fordham wants to get up the floor offensively, there's a real challenge, a real obstacle in front of them. That's all you want to do as a defense, especially down as much as they are.
Fordham still shooting really efficiently, 54.3% from the field, 47.6% from beyond the arc. Again, this is a team that shot 22% from three against D1 teams so far this year, so that hasn't been a problem. But in the past few minutes, breaking the full court press has, as we return to play. Fordham up 15 with 10:22 to go, and Chris Henry running the baseline off the press. A dangerous pass retrieved by Lesmond. Another break for Fordham as they get it into the half court, and Lesmond is fouled.
Louis Lesmond may have French descent in him, but a head top catch there, reminiscent of some of the tallest some of the tallest wide receivers of our childhood. A little Julio Jones at midcourt to get that one. That one, for all intents and purposes, should have been a turnover.
Racking my brain for a French-born wide receiver. Don't have one. Far side inbound
tough,
for Chris
yeah.
Henry. Fordham up by 15. Thankfully, they don't have to break the full court press because they're in the half court.
St. Brown is short, but he went to school in Germany.
Lesmond left wing. Cuts inside, fakes on the shot, kicks it out Day Reeves. Reeves top of the key. Dribble drives left side, tied up, finds Henry. Henry above the break. Now Reeves left wing, 9 on the shot clock. Reeves loses the ball, gets it back, finds a cutting Jacobs left side, baseline, draws the foul, and Akira Jacobs, when you've needed him most, has showed up tonight.
Yeah, Joe, as the kids say, this guy Akira Jacobs is on go mode. As soon as he got the ball there, no hesitation, going toward the rim, a real confident mentality, but also a strong mentality from Akira Jacobs all night long. It's done him really well on both ends of the floor, but specifically offensively, there seems to just be another level that Akira Jacobs has ascended to with this sort of confidence he's playing with. A miss there on the first free throw.
Jacobs off front iron on the first of two, but he's got 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from distance. A kid who was a Japanese Olympian a couple years ago, an NBA Global Academy alum. So much talent, it's about the confidence. Marshalling that into a full 40 minutes. He's done that so far as he hits on the second of 2. A 16-point lead for Fordham.
Also one of the most vibrant personalities in this Fordham group as well. Always a pleasure to catch up with.
A sweetheart, if you will.
If you will, Joe.
9:45 to go. Step back triple try is good for UAlbany. Jaden Kempson.
Joe, every 10 to 20 possessions, Jaden Kempson will have as clean and as smooth as an offensive possession as I've seen all year long. That was clean.
Henry will break the press for Fordham. Starting to deal with it a little bit better here are the Rams with 9:25 to go. Henry, dribble drive left side, lefty lay is good. Chris Henry doing it all for Fordham.
Chris Henry, at times in this season, it has felt he has not been completely under control. Christian Henry completely under control tonight.
67-52 Fordham. Left wing triple try, Muhammad is good. UAlbany lighting it up from distance to stay in this game. It's a 12-point game, the closest it's been in the second half.
You said it, Joe. Kempson and Muhammad with their shooting, keeping their squad in this game. Great Dane's not out of it yet.
Just under 9 minutes left to play. When you need a bucket, you call Day Reeves. He's got the ball. Right side screen from Schulte. As Akeke, the bigger guy, stepped onto him. Reeves cuts inside and hits the 10-foot floater as calm as ever.
There's a level of touch there you just don't get from these younger players, Joe. There's a certain amount of experience you need to have that level of touch.
69-55 Fordham. 8:30 to go. Lindsay playing hot potato. Kicks it left side, Muhammad. Back to Lindsay. Top of the key, triple. No good. Rattles off the right of the iron. Rebound poked away. Chris Henry there in recovery. Henry full speed ahead. Dumps to a trailing Reeves. His finish is good.
Fantastic effort on both ends. Day Reeves, fantastic at getting the ball on the other end defensively. As I've said, mercilessly playing defense. And on the other end, Christian Henry unselfishly looking for his backcourt teammate.
Fordham on a 4-0 run, back up by 16. Here's a step back 2 from Kempson, no good. Rebound Fordham, they're going to slow things down here, try and get a good possession.
Another clean move there from Kempson, just couldn't quite get the shot to go. Kempson and Muhammad doing a good job of finding their own shot themselves, not needing it off the ball.
Schulte top of the key finds a curling Reeves. Reeves left wing to Henry. Henry cut off by Lindsay, trying to drive right. At the elbow now, cuts inside, loses it, but is fouled by Okeke. And we'll get to the stripe once more. Chris Henry with 5 free throws already on the day. He's got number 6 and 7 coming up, Chris.
Yeah, more effort, more good things, a whole lot of more positive things from Christian Henry, whether it's on the defensive end, doing a good job in transition with Day-Day Reeves a few plays ago, or it's just a certain commitment he's making on the offensive end to get good shots, to get efficient shots, and get to the rim, which is so important, Joe. So much opens up on the perimeter when the defense collapses on a driving guard, whether that's Day-Day Reeves or Christian Henry, driving with confidence to the rim. So big for this Fordham offense.
Back to the important stuff, Chris. Anthony Dable-Wolf is a French wide receiver by background. He was signed to the roster of the New York Giants and the Atlanta Falcons, but he never played. That's per my source.
Let me
Mike
guess.
Henry, the Westfield State superstar.
Let me guess. I think your father gave you that one.
Who famously played through an ankle sprain in round 1 of the D3 NCAA tournament in 78? Is that? No, not 78.
Whoa.
88. I'm so sorry,
Wow.
Dad. Against then
Mr.
D3,
Henry, I would never disrespect you that way.
Against D3 UAlbany. Now they're D1, and they're playing Fordham down by 16, but throwing their best punch here in half number 2. The Rams trying to fight against a full-court press that has given them troubles. They're up to 10 turnovers, but overall, they've weathered the storm so far, and given what happened yesterday, blowing that 17-point lead to an inferior team, it feels like it's so important that Fordham not just hangs on to win this game, but makes it a convincing statement win.
Yeah, there's been slight lapses of lesser play from this Fordham team, especially in the last couple minutes, but there hasn't been a full meltdown. This Fordham team has stayed consistent now for almost 40 minutes of play, 7.5 left in this second half. This Fordham team needs to consistently stay disciplined on the defensive end, not foul too much, but also show a real commitment there, play hard, dive for loose balls, really get in the chest of these UAlbany players, especially on the interior. As long as they can do that, whether they're efficient on the offensive end or not, they're going to be fine tonight.
We'll step aside for a quick break. 7:36 left to go. Fordham leads 71-55. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM WFUV Sports.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace McCarran and I'm one of your 2025-26 New York Islanders beat reporters for WFUV Sports. Follow me on X at Grace McCarran_ for live game updates, features, and other inside content from the island all season long. From the development of first overall pick Matthew Schaefer to incredible saves by Ilya Sorokin, WFUV Sports has you covered every step of the way as the Isles look towards the postseason. WFUV is your home for New York sports.
Back to action from the Place Bell Center. Chris Henry misses on his first of 2 free throws. Clock stop with 7:36 left to play. 71-55, the Fordham advantage. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. And Chris Henry is having his best game of the season. 20 points, make it 21 as he converts on the back end. 8 for 11 shooting.
Yeah, Joe, there's been almost nothing to complain about in this Christian Henry game. Only thing is maybe that free throw percentage. 3 of 6 now after that trip from the line. That free throw percentage needs to go up.
Speaking of free throws on the other end, Yaya Keita gets one to go and will get another at the line, an and one for the Mali native.
Yeah, I haven't seen much from Keita so far tonight. He's done a decent job so far this season in a really limited role. Whether it's shooting the ball, he does that a decent job, or getting free throws. It seems that this UAlbany team, not super deep, but when they go to their bench guys, they can do a serviceable job.
Keita connects on the and one. He's got 7 points so far today. This guy was the number 24 center in the 2021 recruiting class.
Wow.
Went to Missouri, then Oklahoma, but never really got a chance, and now he's at UAlbany trying to carve out a role for himself.
Really brings an element of size for this Great Dane team. A massive guy in the middle.
Fordham breaks the full court press. 9:15, or make it 7:15 and ticking on the game clock. Rams up by 14, 72-58. Day-Day Reeves at the left wing. Finds Henry. Henry left side of the floor. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Henry is fouled by Keita as he tried to rip towards his right. Bailed out a bit with just 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, bailed out a little bit. Made a beautiful pass to a boss at the end of that play. Excuse me. A little upset he almost got the foul. Ended up pointing at a boss after the play. Christian Henry now. We talked about practice all game long. Whether it matters in the game right now, it'll matter eventually. And Christian Henry at the line, going to be a major story for the Rams going forward.
Henry hits on his first of 2, earns a second. Fordham already into the bonus. Make it the double bonus with 7 minutes left in the half.
This is sort of a dumb question, but do you think when in the 1-and-1, when like a Bosch just now, running back kind of quickly after the first free throw, do you think the free throw shooter takes that personally?
I feel like that's deflating. I would be offended by that.
That's what I'm saying.
As someone who once did a math project on free throw shooting. Anyways, Chris Henry hits on both at the line.
More on that math project later.
More on that later. 4 of 9 on the day from the line, but he hits on his latest 2 to make it a 16-point Fordham lead with 6:45 left to go. Jaden Kempson, step back triple. No good off the left of the iron. Yaya Keita is there on the O-board. Keita goes up and is fouled by Bodija.
Yeah, Bodija a little confused at where the foul came from. Regardless of if there's a foul or not, I heard Coach Mike Pio at shoot-around say something similar. Regardless if you foul down low, as long as there's a tough mentality, a hard mentality inside, you'll take those fouls sometimes. You really will.
Keita, the redshirt junior center, has come on off the bench and has offered some steady minutes, just 6 of them, but he's already got 7 points. He's about to take his 4th and 5th free throws as he misses on his first of 2. Still a 16-point lead for Fordham. Clock stopped at 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation. Enrique Schulta checked in to bring the Rams the rest of the way. Abbas Bodija will get a rest.
Yeah, and the Rams still over 50% from the field, 28 for 49. Just such an efficient outing for the Rams. 10 for 21 from the three-point line. It's been an efficient offensive performance from the Rams, one that's going to have this Fordham team's value go all the way up.
Keita connects on the back end. 15-point game here for Fordham. Leading the ball, trying to break the full-court press. Marcus Green can't retrieve the pass from Chris Henry. It's into the hands of UAlbany. A foul called, and UAlbany has earned another turnover off of the press.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overcomplicate it if you're the Rams. 6:39 to go in this one, 74-59 lead. It seems just generally getting stops on the defensive end, getting efficient shots on the offensive end have to be the names of the game. Getting any more intricate than that, I think, is overthinking it a little bit.
Fordham up to 11 turnovers. UAlbany has just 6. Amir Lindsay off the inbound, dribble drive the right side, but will kick it back out. Naz Muhammad, 10 on the shot clock on the right wing. Muhammad drives right side baseline. Kicks it out to Kempson. Step back is no good. Rebound from Henry. He's fouled in the process. Fordham will have the ball up by 15.
Yeah, a bit of a gruesome foul there. Make sure Henry's okay. He's dealt with injuries all season long. Henry continuing to be tenacious, whether it was in that play just then. There's a real physicality to this Fordham team I don't think we've seen all season long that feels really apparent tonight.
Henry all smiles now after the hard fall. Is about to take free throws 10 and 11 on the day. Fordham only has 13 as a unit. He's already taken 9. The Rams in the double bonus up by 15, trying to cruise the rest of the way here. Henry hits his first.
And Joe, that free throw shooting being good for Christian Henry, that free throw shooting being consistently positive for Christian Henry is so important when you can draw that many free throws in one game. You can draw that many free throws over a season. You even see that at the highest level in the NBA when a certain big man or a bigger player starts to be able to make free throws. It opens up their game. It opens up their confidence in their game to a whole nother level.
Henry makes his second. He's got 25 points on the night, 8 of 11 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, and 7 of 11 from the stripe. Had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. He's got his best game as a Fordham Ram so far.
Joe, I was going to bring up Nick Claxton again. I decided against it.
Left wing, Kempson, dribble drive on the elbow. Foul called on Jacobs with 6:09 on the game clock. UAlbany trailing by 17 with the ball.
Yeah, a lot of stoppages in play. Not great for this Fordham team. This Fordham team, I'm assuming, wants to get out and running, doesn't want to play stagnant. They want a free sense of basketball in this last 6 minutes. Christian Henry going to come off the floor in some pain. They're actually going to stay on the floor. But this Fordham team can't love the stagnation in which this play has been played at. A lot of fouls, a lot of stoppages, not a lot of free-flowing ball.
Feels like at its best, Fordham has played during those free-flowing periods, especially early in the second half. They went on a 15-0 run to really open up this lead. It was 25 at one point. UAlbany cut it all the way back down to 12. Now it stands at 17 with a left side baseline inbound impending for the Great Danes. Trying to eat into this deficit. Yaya Keita. Left side low block. Schulta has it ripped away from Green. Recovered. UAlbany still with it. 10 on the shot clock. Kempson Dribble drive right side on Jacobs. His floater is good off the glass.
That is tough, man. This kid Kempson, he's really just smooth, efficient, always seems to be able to create his own shot, always seems to be able to get a decent shot, and does a good job of converting them.
Day Reeves over the shoulder pass to Marcus Green to break the full court press.
Great break of the press there.
And Reeves will get it back on the tee of that cursive Nets logo that you like so much, Chris.
It's beautiful, Joe.
5:30 left to go, Fordham by 15.
Whole floor is beautiful.
Looking to put this game on ice. Literally, we're playing on a hockey arena.
That's a great one, Joe.
Reeves at the logo with 5. Reeves has it poked away by his defender. Reeves gets it back at the logo. 1 on the shot clock into the hands of Keita. He dumps it off for Matulu, a streaking slam. And UAlbany has seized the momentum just like that. It's a 13-point game.
Yeah, a slam and a two-handed slam at that always gets the momentum going. This UAlbany team is running against the clock. 5 minutes exactly to go in this one. They're down 13. They need a lot of scores and a lot of stops quickly, Joe.
Clock bleeds under 5 minutes. Fordham up by 13 with the ball. Chris Henry.
A score or two for the Rams puts the game away.
Henry drives right, tied up at the right elbow. We'll kick it out for Reeves. 5 on the shot clock. Reeves has to go. Driving left side. Step back 14-footer. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound, one-arm retrieval from UAlbany.
Fordham can't let this gap get closer and closer. Got to get a stop here.
Great Danes trying to cut it to 11 or 12. 11 or 10.
Oh,
Streaking
what
inside
defense.
Muhammad, blocked by Marcus Green. Will stay with the Great Danes, down by 13 with 4:25 to go. Shot clock's at 18.
That defense is just unbelievable from Marcus Green. Like Darrell Reeves running the route for the receiver there. Looked like he was almost ahead of the defender. Then making a great play with the outstretched hand to get a hand on that ball.
Kempson finds Muhammad, shoots a pass to Keita. On the loop block, has it poked away from Schulte. Out on the baseline, will stay with the Great Danes. 10 on the shot clock now.
Yeah, and Schulte got a much bigger player in Yaya Keita in front of him. Doesn't seem intimidated whatsoever. Fully getting in his chest, giving him a little chest bump, and getting him off center. Keita seemed a little off his rhythm there, and that was all due to Rikus Schulte.
76-63 the Fordham lead. 4:17 left to play. UAlbany will get an inbound. On the baseline, left side, Amir Lindsay. Left side corner. Now Muhammad on the left wing. Muhammad kicks it right wing. Triple try from Taylor, well off. As the shot clock expires, it did not hit the rim. And a shot clock violation forced for the first time today by the Fordham Rams.
A long, strenuous, but in the end, positive defensive effort from the Fordham Rams. Fordham Rams needed a great defensive possession. They got one. And now with one more score, it seems like they can almost seemingly put this one away. 13-point lead, 4:06 to go in the second half.
No lead is safe in today's age.
No.
Fordham blew a 17-point lead to Franklin Pierce. Won it off of a missed 3 at the buzzer. Now up by 13 with 4:06 to go and trying to break this full court press that has wreaked havoc on the Rams offense. Henry, full court pass ahead, wide open, Schulte slam.
Fantastic play from Christian Henry, keeping his eyes up. Great play by Rikus Schulte to leak out. Great all around from the Rams.
Inside Muhammad, tied up hard by Akira Jacobs. And will go to the line with the Great Danes trailing by 15 at 78-63 with 3:49 to go. A media timeout at the under 4-minute stoppage.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
We are close to the end of the day here in New York City. Merrimack and LaSalle tip off against each other in the city of brotherly love at noon on Sunday. While shortly after at 1, St. Joseph's will play Princeton in Jersey's capital, Trenton. The Brooklyn Nets are over in Milwaukee playing the Bucks, score being 53-71 at the half. The Nets are trying to close that point gap, but our own FUV, Kurt Sipple, is not happy with his Nets so far. While tomorrow the Knicks play the Toronto Raptors at the Garden at 6 p.m., and late at night at 8:15, the New York Football Giants go to Foxborough to play the Patriots. I'm Sam Giangrande with the one-on-one scoreboard update. Fordham close to that win.
Joe Henry, Chris Carrino back at the Place Bell Center for day 2 of the Northern Classic, and the Rams 24 hours removed from a rough one, a win, but a brutal one, a 74-72 escape against the Franklin Pierce Ravens. are making themselves a little more comfortable with 3:49 left to go. It's 78-63, the Rams in the lead. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. And Chris, it's been a charge led by Chris Henry offensively, and it's been a team effort defensively that has kept UAlbany from getting things going inside.
Yeah, if yesterday had a bit of luck involved in that Fordham victory, this one has just been straight domination, Joe, whether it's the efficiency of the offense for the Fordham Rams, still shooting 56% from the field, 47% from three, and then on the other side, the lack of consistent and efficient shooting from UAlbany. It's been a point because of Fordham's offense that we haven't talked about much, but it's a real story. This UAlbany team from the field shooting under 40%. That's a really bad total. 27% from the three-point line, 6 for 22 from three ball. This UAlbany team has had chances to get back in this one. They've had spurts that they've looked really good, but without that efficiency in shooting the ball, they're not going to have a ton of success.
Fordham, meanwhile, shooting 57% from the field, 29 of 51, 47.6% from beyond the arc, where they haven't attempted a shot in a while. 10 of 21 there.
I don't mind that, Joe. Staying conservative, they can just get shots inside. They can also practice on just getting balls and opportunities for shots inside in the paint. Taking threes at this installment of the game just doesn't seem really worth it.
Jaden Kempson at the line for the Great Danes. He buries both of his free throw tries, so it's a 13-point game, and the full court press is back as UAlbany tries to force another turnover. Chris Henry gets it into Louis Lesmond, and Fordham can calm down as they enter the half court.
The athleticism and the leaping ability of Louis Lesmond is very vital on these inbound plays.
Another scoreless day so far for Louis Lesmond. He had just one yesterday, but went 0 for 8 from the field with 4 turnovers.
If he scores, the bench will go crazy, Joe.
Reeves on the right wing, didn't get a handle on the pass, trying to find Akira Jacobs. It's picked off. Lindsay the other way, streaking down the floor, misses on the layup. The follow is going to be Fordham ball as the ball was deflected out on the baseline.
Saw the Rams do a similar drill in practice yesterday, but we've really seen improved dividends so far in this one. This Fordham team does such a good job contesting at the rim, staying straight up, not committing fouls, while also getting a good contest off. That's so vital for how good this Fordham's defense has been tonight.
78-65, 3:20 in regulation. Fordham breaks the full court press again. They've been bringing in the power forward. This time it was Jacobs for a over-the-head pass from Henry to break the press at the mid-court line and then get it into the half court. That's what they did last possession with Louis Lesmond, who catches on the curl here and steps in at the right elbow. Bounce pass to a cutting Jacobs. He lost it out of bounds. And for a Fordham team that's looking for just a couple more buckets to put the nail in the coffin, they've been hard to come by.
Yeah, and on that play specifically there, Akira Jacobs had some trouble with the ball on the baseline. Completely fine. That does happen. But before that, a really good play by Louis Lesmond. Got the ball in a decent optimal spot. Didn't look to shoot. Instead, looked to make the best play.
Left wing Lindsay triple short. The follow from Keita goes off of the rim, the glass, and out, and retrieved by Chris Henry. 2:40 left to play. Fordham by 13. Trying to put this thing to bed here at the nightcap of day 2 of the Northern Classic. Henry guarded tough by Kempson, gets fouled deep in the half court on the left side.
Henry doing a really good job with body fakes and body movement to pick up that foul or to draw that foul. Now going back to the line, Christian Henry has struggled here all season long. We'll see if those struggles continue. Always good to practice in game. These guys can take as many free throws as they want in practice, 100, 200, but shooting them in a game, just so different, Joe.
Double bonus now for Fordham. They got there with around 7 minutes left, and now with 2:31 left to play, Chris Henry's about to take his 12th and 13th free throws of the day. Fordham up by 13. Henry on his first hits off the front iron, glass and in to make it 14. And you said it, Chris, this is a Fordham team that we saw in their shoot around on Thursday shoot, I think 81% on the free throw line from 120, 150 attempts. But in real games, it hasn't been so pretty. Around 60% on the season, 66% on the day. Henry misses on his second scrap for the rebound, goes out of bounds, but will stay with UAlbany.
And it's not even just in the, we're going to have a review right next to us here. We're thrusted into the center of the action. Coach Hyland checking that one on the computer directly next to us and telling his team to do the challenge. The Fordham Rams are going to challenge that play after looking at it directly next to us. Fordham Rams, not only are the players not taking their foots off the gas, the coaches not taking their foots off the gas either, Joe.
It was a miss on the second free throw from Henry. A fight on the baseline. We'll get to it, Chris. I think the highest flying play we've seen today. We haven't seen a whole ton of dunks. Assistant coach Ryan Hyland just leapt over the Fordham bench to run around the table where there's a laptop plugged into a couple of different things hooked up to show the replay of the game feed where he saw the play that had just occurred and motioned to Mike Magpio, hey, we got to challenge that. He got some help from Fordham's head manager, Charlie Dino, as well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of athleticism on display from the Rams. Not sure anyone has done it as well as Coach Highland there. Coach Highland was here in an instant.
Came out of nowhere, flying in to make sure that he could secure the replay for Fordham, and it's a big one because if they're able to earn this possession, it's an out of bounds going Albany's way, UAlbany's way. You'd expect that they'd get possession off the free throw, but if Fordham's able to turn this around up by 14, not only is that a momentum punch to the Albany team that has really stuck in this thing the past 8 minutes of play or so, but it gives you a chance to really put this thing to bed. Up by 14, one more bucket, you think 2:28 left to go. That allows you to breathe out and enjoy your bus ride home, something that Fordham didn't get to do after last night's win.
And that one overturned. Fordham ball. Great job from Ryan Highland and the rest of the coaching crew getting that one over changed. Fantastic play, not only from the players, but from the coaches, Joe.
Coach Ryan Highland going to get some daps for that one.
Yeah.
Not a player, not in uniform, but getting in on the action and earning Fordham an extra possession, and maybe the oddest way you'll see all season. Fordham with the ball on the baseline inbound, left side of the basket, Chris Henry to be the trigger man.
Another one of our favorite characters in the Fordham organization, Coach Highland.
Bounce pass finds a cutting Lesmond, and he's in the points column finally, and he goes yes to himself as Fordham goes up by 16.
7 guys on this Fordham bench, Joe, every single one off their feet to get to cheer on Louis Lesmond.
2:12 left to play. UAlbany trailing by 16 with the ball. Yaya Keita loses it on the spin. Chris Henry goes crashing to the floor off the rebound. A push called against the Great Danes. And Fordham finally able to exhale after what was maybe a second half too close for comfort after that huge 15-0 run to open the final 20 minutes of play.
Louis Lesmond with a little yes to himself as he walked across half court in a comedic manner. The Fordham team does a really good job of keeping things light in certain moments and certain times when things can be negative. This Fordham team does a good job of matching it with comedy. Also, from a positive perspective, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger smile on Christian Henry, but maybe a bigger smile ever than Christian Henry's smile going across half court. Seems like this Fordham team is in good spirits. That'd be an understatement, Joe. In great spirits.
The guy who typically plays with a really serious demeanor, but able to let loose now, and you can't blame him. He's taken his 14th and 15th free throws of the game as he sinks that one. He's now 9 of 14. Pretty good for a guy who's only shot 50% at the line to date. Fordham up now 82-65. Henry's second misses, but the O-board from Akira Jacobs.
What an effort on the board from Akira Jacobs.
Fordham really can put this thing away now. Clock bleeds under 2 minutes. Henry will slow things down. At the Nets logo. Gives it up left wing Schulte. 8 on the shot clock. Schulte controlling traffic. Schulte left wing, 4 seconds. Bounce pass. Jacobs cutting inside is blocked, but a foul.
I think the guys on the bench wanted to dunk there. Jacobs ends up getting cut off. Good job there driving inside. As I said before, Joe, all these really good offensive plays for Akira Jacobs. His mentality is at the forefront of these plays, specifically there, not even thinking about it twice, going straight toward the rim. It's what's getting him a lot of his success on the offensive end.
Another well-timed baseline cut from Akira Jacobs will get him to the stripe for his 3rd and 4th of the day. Jacobs with 14 so far on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from distance. And the Rams up by 17 have a chance to expand on that lead with the junior Japanese native at the line.
Jacobs good on the first. Same thing with Christian Henry. If Akira Jacobs can get consistent from the free throw line, as he's been this season in most stretches, that's going to help his game so much. You have so much more confidence going toward the rim, going toward inside when you know you can make shots, getting fouled. That's a big element of Akira's game.
Jacobs hits on both. It's a 19-point lead, largest lead we've seen in a while as Kingston Price readies to check back in with the game secured. 100 seconds left to play. A cutting Kempson is fouled by Lesmond going inside. Schulte was there on the help. Albany still fighting here, down by 19 with 1 minute and 39 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, Joe, and so are the Fordham Rams. The Fordham Rams' mentality defensively has not lightened. This team has not taken their foot off the gas. Even with 1:39 on the clock, an 84-65 lead, this Fordham team, the mentality they're playing with has to have you happy as a Fordham fan, even where they are.
Kempson at the stripe. A Bronx native hits his first of 2.
Shout out the Bronx. Feels like it's been forever since we've been in the Bronx, Joe.
It feels like I don't even know, a year has passed since we were at Rose Hill. We've been in Montreal since Thanksgiving Day. Make that Thanksgiving morning, and I mean morning, 5 a.m.
And Joe, people might be confused at home. You keep saying they're playing on the Long Island Net Court. We are in Quebec, Canada.
This is right.
Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The Long Island Nets play around a quarter to half of their G League home schedule here in Montreal. They'll be back here the second week of January, and that's the court they have here in the arena. I'm not complaining, Joe.
I know you aren't. Kempson missed on its second of two, so with 1:20 on the game clock, Fordham content to slow it down, up by 18, 84-66. Henry, left wing, drives inside, passes it off to Schulte, spinning and hitting on the hook shot.
It felt at 7 different times in that offensive possession, Joe, something could have went wrong. It never ended up going wrong. This Fordham team really smooth on the offensive end.
60 seconds left to play. Okeke loses it out of bounds, will stay with the Great Danes. Fordham up by 20. Baseline inbound on the right side for UAlbany. Trying to get something going to take into Sunday. They'll have a contest against SUNY Oneonta. Naz Muhammad has it, gives it up to Kempson. Right wing three, no good. Offensive board from Okeke. 53 on the game clock. UAlbany down by 20. Okeke kicks it left wing. The ball's loose from Rose. Picked off by Henry. Henry streaking down a wide open layup to finish off what's been a fantastic night. Chris Henry with 29 points to marshal a 22-point advantage for Fordham, up 88-66 with 43.9 to go.
Christian Henry this evening has set the bar just so much higher on what we expect of him the rest of the season. Tonight, with how good he's been, I'm not expecting a ton less from him the rest of the season. Obviously, can't have a night like he's had every night like he's had tonight, but to have that sort of effort, to have that sort of efficiency on the offensive end, that's something you can carry over into every game the rest of the season. Christian Henry, what an effort tonight. And also, another point of emphasis as well. I think you know where I'm going with this. Jamison O'Toole, Max Miller, Aiden Crotty, the walk-ons for this Fordham team, taking off their warm-up shirts, and it seems like the boys are going to get some tick.
Your reward for a 29-point night, Chris Henry. You get to watch the most fun group of walk-ons in the country
Absolutely.
take the floor for the final 43.9 from Montreal here at day 2 of the Northern Classic. Fordham up by 22, 88-66, putting the finishing touches here off of a Mike Magpayo timeout. The 5 will be Aiden Crotty, Jamison O'Toole, Kingston Price, Roar Core, and Max Miller. The last 5 on the bench trying to finish this thing strong as Fordham barrels towards Sunday and a date with Colgate in the Northern Classic finale.
Joe, I don't know if you could be happier if you're Coach Magpayo. His unit has really put a real effort out here tonight, but also a real efficiency to their game as well. It's been about as dream of a start and a dream as a finish as Coach Mike Magpayo could have wanted. Fantastic performance from the Rams.
30 seconds on the game clock. UAlbany has it out of the break. Muhammad, a deep triple try off of the right of the iron. Rebound goes out of bounds, will stay with UAlbany with 25.7 to go and 20 on the shot clock. Right side baseline inbound for the Great Danes. Amir Lindsay to trigger. Lindsay heaves a pass. Muhammad, right wing, no good. Okeke the O-board. Shot and game clock in sync as things trickle down at day 2 of the Northern Classic. Muhammad, right side corner try is no good from the corner. Okeke gets the O-board and puts it in with 8.9 to go, but it's a 20-point game. And Fordham is 2-0 so far in the Northern Classic. As the clock bleeds down, the Rams have found a way to win it against Albany. A 15-0 run to start the second half and controlling play in the last few minutes to secure another win. Fordham has won 4 straight.
And Joe, as you said, 2 wins in the Northern Classic. These two wins feel a lot different, Joe. Last night, a bit of a disappointing one. Felt like this Fordham team felt like they lost more than they had won. Coming into tonight, they do a fantastic job. Kevin Smith, the assistant coach for this Fordham team, receiving big slaps on the shoulders and on the back from the rest of this coaching staff. I believe he was the one that scouted this game. He did a fantastic job. Kept Albany in check for most of this game, especially Amir Lindsay. A real defensive effort from the backcourt of this Fordham team, keeping out Albany's best player in check. And whether it was Coach Magpayo or the rest of the coaching staff, everyone has to be elated with how this game has gone. About as perfect as it could go for the Fordham Rams.
88.
It seems like Kevin Smith's going to be joining us as well.
88-68 the final. Fordham is 2-0 in the Northern Classic, and assistant coach Kevin Smith is here to celebrate and to talk to us post-game. Kevin, a great wire-to-wire win. You guys started out with that 5-0 run. You never looked back. A 15-0 run to start the second half, and an 88-68 finish. What are your big takeaways?
You know, we needed to come out with something to prove a little bit. You know, I felt like we played hard in spurts yesterday, and then we kind of deflated at the end. And you know, we just wanted to come out and just kind of prove to ourselves something a little bit that for today. So I'm proud of the guys for how they responded.
Yeah, and a tough second half for you guys yesterday. The mentality for all 40 minutes today just seemed to be different. It seemed to be the toughest mentality your team has had for a full 40 minutes all season long. What was the mentality switch? Why was the mentality switch? And how important was that mentality switch?
Well, that's our leaders. I mean, to be honest, Marcus, Rikus, Day, they do a terrific job leading our group, bringing that level of toughness. And, you know, we're going to continue to depend on those guys to bring that leadership and that resilience. Just really proud of the way the guys responded, man. I mean, it just speaks volumes of what direction we can get to.
Yeah.
And a tough game for a couple of guys last night. But on the turnaround, Akira Jacobs and Chris Henry, who had struggled against Franklin Pierce. Jacobs had 16 points. Chris Henry had 29. What'd you see from those two?
Yeah, no, I mean, Akira was obviously very upset. I've never seen somebody cry after a win. You know, at his own performance, and you know that's the beauty about it. These guys, they care that much. They pour in a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it's great to see it manifest on the court tonight. And I'm really proud of those two specifically because they do put in a lot of work to get where they are right now.
And Coach, there was a real defensive effort from your entire team this whole night, but specifically your backcourt really did a fantastic job, especially keeping Amir Lindsay in check. He seemed to be the guy making it happen for this team all season long. You guys completely shut him down. What was it about the effort from Henry and Day Reeves on the defensive end tonight?
Well, first thing I'm going to say is Amir Lindsay is a heck of a player, and the defensive job that those two did on him tonight is phenomenal. You know, that was 90% of the scout was making sure that we had that on lock, and we did a pretty good job there. Obviously, there'll be some things we need to make sure that we're on top of, always looking to improve, growth mindset with that, but I'm really proud of the way those guys handled it today.
Absolutely. Assistant coach Kevin Smith, thank you so much. After the Fordham win, 4 in a row for these Fordham Rams as they head into day 3 of the Northern Classic. Chris, Fordham as a unit in the game, shooting 59.3% from the field, 47.6% from downtown, and importantly, holding UAlbany to 37% from the field today. A complete win, a wire-to-wire win, a feel-good win that you can take into a big one against Colgate tomorrow.
Yeah, it was a tough mentality on the defensive end, not letting any prisoners in, especially as this game went down the stretch, an interior defense mindset that was strong, tough, and carried this Fordham Ram team through 40 minutes of play. As you said, Joe, you mentioned those field goal percentages, that three-point field goal percentage. This Fordham team with an efficient night offensively. It's going to be, and I say this genuinely, Joe, it's going to be tough to win, tough to lose games being that efficient from the field. And even looking at the three-point percentage, they had a really high three-point percentage tonight at 47%. They took a lot, 10 for 21 from the three-point line. This Fordham team on offense, on defense, has set the model for what they want their team to look like game in and game out, and that was tonight.
Fordham beginning to get more comfortable beyond the arc, beginning to get more comfortable as a unit. And today, maybe their most complete win of the season. It's Fordham 88, UAlbany 68, the final score, and that concludes day 2 of the Northern Classic here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I've been Joe Henry with my partner Chris Carrino. Special thanks to Fordham SID Joe DeBari for all his help so far this weekend. We're saying so long for now, but not for long. Day 3 of the Northern Classic tips off tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. Fordham and Colgate in the tournament finale live on 90.7 FM. Till then, stay tuned. Hope Nolan and Sam Giangrande are down in the Rose Hill studios and have your one-on-one post-game report.
The one-on-one post-game report.
Awesome win for the Fordham Rams with a 20-point lead over UAlbany, finishing out with an 88-68 score. Super exciting. Fordham is now 6-2. And this is a great way to kind of keep up the Northern Classic. They'll play again tomorrow against Colgate at 3:30. Sam, what are your thoughts on that second half?
I thought that at first it was very similar to the first half where start off very strong in that they were scoring a lot, but then started deep back to what I said, where defensively they were slipping up a little. That point gap started to get really close, but then towards the end, they were able to get a good point gap. They were able to get that possession, control the court, control the ball. So I think, like, thinking about the end of the game, they did very good in the second half. I think they did a lot better in the second half, but that similar Fordham motif is there, where they are always having a little defensive struggles, and it starts to have them slip up. But I think that towards the end of the game, they were able to hold on to possession, be able to pass the ball around, and control the game, control the clock.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was definitely a little nervous going into that second half when things started to look a little dicey, especially with how their game ended yesterday, and they started playing super sloppy at the end, but they were able to pull it together. And I know Magpio's quick to call a timeout, but whatever he said in that team huddle definitely worked, because a 20-point lead is definitely super impressive and super exciting moving into tomorrow. Also, looking at some game stats, their 3 points tonight were unreal, super amazing. What do you think? How do you think this plays going into tomorrow?
Well, I think this team has a lot of right to be able to brag and boast and be confident, but you got to take confidence and put it into skill. You can't just have blind confidence going into a game. As we saw for the first game, they only won by 2, but this one didn't have a huge point gap, but they had to be able to take what they did good in the second half and put that throughout the whole game. And being able to play 3 games back-to-back a lot, maybe relying a bit on your bench players, being able to have that rotation, make sure that you don't replicate what happened in the first game where it became a little sloppy towards the end and you start to worry if you might win. But where Fordham here, they're able to control the game. That has to go into tomorrow, be able to control the court and make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Don't get sloppy, don't get emotional, just focus on the game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, definitely them holding it together at the end of this game was super important, and now they were able to kind of let some of their other players rest and let some other players get on the court, which I think is super important to have people well rested, especially going into a game in less than 24 hours. Looking long term at the rest of the season, this is Magpio's first season with the Rams, off to a pretty good start, I would say. How do you think this plays for getting into conference play, like getting this good team chemistry down now and getting these kind of defensive issues out of the way? What do you think we need to work on moving forward, and how do you think this will hold up with the rest of the conference?
I think with Fordham, it's always a struggle for them to keep their players and keep that team chemistry. Something Fordham struggles with for men's basketball is the squad rosters changing constantly. There's players coming in and out, which messes with chemistry, messes with coordination. So I think with this season, depending on how they do, obviously you always need new players, but having a core team and having a team where they know each other, where when they go in the locker room, they're with each other, they're celebrating with each other and not celebrating as individual players. The worst thing you can do ever, no matter win or loss, is you take it by yourself. You're supposed to take it with the team and be able to celebrate win but lose together as a team. So I think for this season, that no matter what, we got to keep this team chemistry strong, got to keep their relation strong with one another. And I think the coach is doing very good for his first season, though. But not do, as I said earlier, the Fordham motifs, as in defensive issues, like getting sloppy and having different squad rosters all the time. Being able to keep that core foundation and being able to keep that chemistry with the whole team is very important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super hard, especially in a world with the transfer portal being so easy to enter and easy to get up and move, and it definitely always looks like the grass is greener somewhere else. So I think a lot of these people, like, team loyalty has kind of died over the years with it being so easy to just pack up and move. So I think what Magpio's trying to build is super important, and trying to get a great foundation, like you said, and just keep building up from here. I'm super excited to see them play again tomorrow at 3:30. I'm Hope Nolan, joined by Sam Giangrande, Colin Banks, and Maggie Danny behind the glass. We had Chris Carrino and Joe Henry on site in Montreal. Tune in tomorrow at 3:30 to see the Fordham Rams play Colgate right here on 90.7 WFUV Sports. Bobby Chaffardini is our sports director. This is a production of WFUV Sports, and have a great rest of your Saturday night.